Hey everyone, we're back here for the third installment of the movie club with here at my Wilkie's Movies and Music. This is Corey. I thank you for everybody that's tuning in tonight. I'm really excited about this. I got a good buddy of mine coming in, Anthony at Anthony's Horror and More. So I'm not going to waste any time, and I'm just going to bring him right in here. So we'll bring him in. Hey Anthony, what's going
Hey,
on,
what's
man?
up, Corey? How's it going, bud?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've been looking forward to this. I had a great time hanging out with you. I think my first big, I think, experience with streaming was with you and Gizmo.
Yeah.
When I hopped onto a stream where you guys invited me on, and I'm like, oh, this will be fun. 4.5 hours later, I was like, wow, this was still fun, but man, I didn't know what I was getting in for that one, but I am so happy you guys invited me on that and had such a blast and had a great time getting to know you. So thanks for hopping on this with me.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me, man. I've been looking forward to this as well. And Gizmo and I loved having you on the stream. But yeah, streaming with Gizmo and I, they're almost like the minimum is like 4 hours. That's just how it is when we're streaming. Because as soon as Gizmo and I get talking and everything, it can go on and on forever.
It's kind of like sink or swim. Just jump in, boy. Get in
Exactly.
there and
Have a good, because we go into all sorts of different directions and subjects and movies. So yeah, it's just fun.
I tell you what, I had such a blast with that. I never thought I would have sat there and been live streaming for 4.5 hours, but it was one of those things that it didn't feel like it was that long. And that's what's kind of cool about meeting a bunch of people like you out in the community where yeah, you have that connection and just have fun talking about movies and hanging out. And I mean, it's just like in real life when you're just sitting around at a table hanging out with some friends and all of a sudden it's like, oh, 4 hours went by and you didn't
Mhm.
realize it. And, no, I had a blast with that. So hopefully we can definitely do that again
Oh, we will trust
sometime.
it. There will be. That was just a random. Gizmo was like, "Hey, you want to talk about zombies? Like every zombie movie ever made, basically. Like, bring all of your zombie films." And I'm like, "Okay, but I've got a lot of
Yeah,
zombie movies." And Gizmo had even more than I did.
I
And
know.
you brought what you had as well, and we just talked about, basically every zombie film that night. So it was a blast.
I felt so inadequate when I was like hanging out
No,
with you guys. You were
no.
like throwing down all this stuff, and I'm like my stack, and then like your stack. But
Trust
hey,
me, pretty soon you're going to be showing us up, man.
well, you never know. You never know. But it's in either case, it's like who cares what you got, and it's just like hanging out and having a good time. And so no, it's a blast with doing that. So, um, but I see a couple of people like jumping in real quick.
Cool.
We'll throw out here. Russell is saying just sub to Anthony.
Oh, thanks, Russell. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Russell.
I see him all the time. He's over in, Alan streams, Brad streams, Gizmo streams. Russell's you know, he's a good guy. He's
Yeah,
always
I've seen
supporting everybody, and yeah.
I've seen him out on a lot of things. So Russell, you will not regret subscribing to Anthony. He's got some great stuff out there, man.
I appreciate it.
Oh,
Hey,
I
Ellie, how's it
I
going,
didn't think
babe?
I didn't think I'd see her in the chat tonight, but
She is, yep. No
Allie,
way.
thanks for stopping in. Okay, but honestly, not being corny, but like a lot of people I've met through YouTube and through doing a lot of this stuff that I've just like, oh, there's cool people that I never would have met if I not have gotten into this. You and Allie are definitely in there, so
Oh,
um,
thanks, man.
it's
Yeah,
cool.
bro.
Yeah, no, seriously. Laren, what's
Hey,
up,
Larry.
man? Hey, Wilk and Anthony, good evening. Good evening to you, my sir.
What's up,
Good
dude?
man. Saying hi to Allie, Laren. That's what I love. I see people saying hi to each other.
Yeah.
Collector Movement. Hey, Corey.
Hey,
Corey,
collector.
Anthony. Yeah. What's up, man? Reed, what's up?
Reed. There he is. Reed.
That's another cool guy. I love seeing his stuff too.
Oh
He's a
yeah, he
good
makes
guy.
great content. He's not a big horror guy, but he loves a lot of action movies and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And he's got one hell of a 4K Kino Lorber collection. So he's got like every Kino 4K. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he's been putting a heck of a run on steelbooks here lately too.
Yeah.
I've
Oh
been
yeah.
seeing a lot of stuff, so
Yeah.
definitely cool to see. So I've been really looking forward to the stream. Have lots of love for both of these awesome fellas.
Yeah.
Allie, okay, we couldn't do it without people like you, so thank you
Yeah.
so much. Saying hi. I'm still getting used to like talking. Sorry, Anthony, if I'm like talking
you're
and trying to
doing
go
great,
through the
man. I mean,
chat. And
that's the fun part is interacting with the chat and everybody.
oh yeah, hey Dirk. Dirk, that's another cool guy right there.
Dirk's awesome. Yeah, he's got a great channel too. People
Yeah,
definitely go subscribe to him. You know, especially if you love like Giallo films, you know, Italian horror, just horror in general, but definitely go sub up to his channel.
Yep.
Dirk, him and Aaron have like so much knowledge when it comes to like, you know, the foreign horror like films and all that, especially Giallos. It's crazy.
Yep, Dirk, I'm gonna have to twist your arm and get you on here sometime.
There you go.
So
yeah, bring him up.
Holland, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Holland? Now the stream's official. When you have Holland Oates here, that's it.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was just gonna say. We're officially streaming. Collection Move, man. Sorry, my speech text messed up. Oh, no worry, man. I need to proofread my speech to text all the time because
it never gets it right.
No, and I've had some bad things where I'm like, look back at it, I'm like, ooh,
right.
That's not what I was trying to say.
Right.
Especially when I'm like telling off my wife or something like that, right. And I'm not meaning to. Allie saying hi to everybody. Holland saying hi. That's cool when you hop in here and just see people.
Yeah, everybody knows everyone else, you know. It's like Cheers. Wherever you put your name, you know.
I honestly was describing that as the same thing just earlier this week where I was like, somebody was like, why do you like doing this kind of a thing? Like, why do you, or even when I'm not live streaming and I'm just jumping in the chats,
mm-hmm.
they were like, we don't mean anything by it, but what do you get out of it? And I'm like, it's a cool feeling when you know people, you start talking about a similar interest that y'all have, but when you jump in there and you say, hey, and then you got a couple people popping in there saying like, hey, Corey, what's up? You know, like, hey, glad to see you here. And I don't think it's any different than like Cheers, like walking into a bar or whatever and having
everybody
people saying like, yeah, just saying like, hey, what's up? It's a good feeling.
It does feel, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Just like this, everybody's saying, hey. Rude.
Hey, what's up, Dolphins Love?
What part was rude? I got a lot of rude there.
No.
Maybe I got to get some blue wrenches in my...
Rude men's. I don't know. That's different. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
What's up, John Doe?
Jeff, what's up, man? That's what's cool also, too, when you see a lot of people in here that they have a lot of channels of their own or doing, like, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, whatever. There's a lot of people doing cool stuff, and I don't know. It's cool to see people jumping in and supporting each other. And
yeah, Jeff, John Doe's got a good channel, too. I was just watching
absolutely
recent videos as well, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Dirk, thanks for the kind words. Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah, of course.
I've had fun chatting with you. We were throwing some stuff back and forth when we were talking about some books not too long ago, and I'd love to get a little further in that too.
Yeah, I mean, I've been streaming with Dirk since I first started streaming, basically. I mean, you know, he's, you know, for a long time, so, you know, I know he's very knowledgeable. Actually, he's going to be talking about Eyes Wide Shut on his next stream, you know, so that's a if you haven't seen that movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, man,
I have not actually.
you can go down a rabbit hole with that movie. It's very interesting.
I've heard it's very divisive.
It's good though. It's really great. It's a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas film, believe it or not. It is.
I feel like a debate's coming up here. I've had a lot of debates. This time of year is kind of funny when it comes up where it's like Christmas movie or not Christmas movie. And But yeah, I heard that one come up. I know about it. I kind of know the premise, but I have not seen that one at this point.
Mhm.
So saying hey to everybody. You should make Allie a mod. Allie,
Oh, that'd be
you
good.
are you willing to have the responsibility? She seems like she'd be a good headed
Oh
person to
yeah,
have
she can
in something
definitely
like that.
handle it. Yeah, absolutely.
I probably wouldn't be. I wouldn't be a good.
There's just no one left in the stream. Get
Yeah.
out of here, you
I'm just
bum.
like, yeah, nobody's chatting. Why is that? Well, you banned everybody, Corey.
Hey, Darren, what's going on, Darren?
Darren, what's up, man? Sorry, I skipped right past you there. I've seen him in a bunch of them too.
Yeah, yeah. Him and Dirk, they stream together for their show.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're all real friends here, Corey. That's the appeal. Absolutely, Jeff. Absolutely. No, I agree with that 100%. Hey, Corey, I would definitely like to do a stream soon. Who else wants to? Oh, that's cool, man. Good to know.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, Allie.
The more streams, the better.
Yeah. Well, that's where I'm just kind of getting my feet wet still, too.
Yeah.
Where I had one of those things where, let's see what Holland was saying here. Corey, you might want to watch other perverted Christmas movie. Okay. I guess he's commenting about Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, it's a good place to jump off. Just go ahead.
No, it's one of those things where I honestly, I'll be honest, I jumped into this probably before I was really well prepared, but I kind of kept on putting things off and putting them off. And then I got on a couple streams and a couple people that have been doing this for a little while where we're just like, if you're going to do it, just do it. Just do it.
Mhm.
Don't wait to be perfect with it. Just do it. And you can tweak things as you go. And
Yeah.
it's kind of what I guess started doing. So we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah, that's 100% true too. Because if you keep waiting to make it like perfect, you'll never do it. Because
yeah.
nothing's perfect,
Oh yeah, definitely with me too.
No, I think you're doing a pretty great job, man.
I don't know if you're like this with me. I'm very hard on myself, so I'm like my worst critic probably. So when I rewatch things or listen to them again, I'm pretty hard on it. So it's kind of getting over that and just like, yeah, get over to yourself and just do it and hang out and talk with people. It's like when you're hanging out with friends, you don't sit there and go like, oh, did I say that exactly right? Or did I, like do this or that, or just do it. And, if people want to hang out and listen to it, cool. If not, cool, and no hard feelings. And we'll just go from there. So,
hey, Russell, what's going on, bud?
Texas. He's another cool guy. I've seen with you guys quite a bit. Everyone, Allie, with the great power comes with responsibility. Learn. I'd be honored to be a mod for this.
Well, there you go, Corey. Give her the blue wrench of justice, right?
How can I do that? This is where I'm such a rookie. Where I'm like, here, how can I do that? Allie, it's coming. I just don't know how to do it yet. Add as mod. Oh, here we go.
And then it should show like a blue wrench or something like right beside her.
So managing moderator or standard moderator?
Ooh, I don't know what the difference is between those. Standard moderator or managing moderator?
Allie, I feel like you need the full
management position.
You're managing.
There you go.
Whether you want it or not.
In the company. You're going far in the company here.
We're going to see if you got a blue wrench now.
Yeah.
I love giving people a hard time. She's going to be like, great, Corey. Thanks a lot. Cool. Everybody, there's a lot of people hanging out here tonight. So yeah, Corey definitely can go live. Oh yeah, absolutely, Dirk. I'd love to do that. Even if it's just there's so many like this, I'm trying to figure out, kind of feel out this whole platform that I'm doing right now with the movie club thing. But I'm not against just like, hey, I've seen you so many times, Anthony, with a bunch of people where it's like, what have you watched? The last five or something rotten or something like
Yeah,
those where it's just like, what have you been watching lately, or what are you feeling? And it's kind of cool to have that. So,
I agree.
did you burn through those gift cards yet, Corey? No, I have not yet, Holland. I only bought one purchase. I did a random I probably shouldn't have. I was tired. Everybody else was like bored, and I was surfing around on Amazon with a gift card that I got for Christmas, and I decided to do a live stream on Instagram. So
Oh, okay.
it's
Yeah.
like one of those where I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but no, I didn't burn through it all yet. I just bought one movie, but
What did you end up picking up?
Spirited Away.
Oh,
It's
Spirited.
a
Away.
it's like
Yeah.
an anime. I had a few people tell me that was something they recommended, and there was a good sale on it, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. But
Yeah, that's a Studio Ghibli film, right?
yes, yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about it. I'll be honest with that. I don't. And but I heard that was a good one to kind of jump into, so I did that. But so talking about that as I'm running through some of these like highs, Cinema Dave, hey man,
Hey, Cinema Dave, what's going on?
Dave, thanks for jumping in. I I'm gonna say some of your streams that you have, you're fun to tune into. So thanks for jumping in. I
I'll have to
appreciate
check out.
that.
Is that his channel? Is that his
Y-
channel, Cinema Dave Media?
yep.
The channel name? Okay. I'll have to go check out some of his videos. So.
Yeah, you'll have to check. Usually does a live stream on Saturday like early afternoon, at least Central Time.
Oh, okay.
But he'll put out some stuff where he'll dive into some older movies and some Criterion Channel type or Criterion releases, and no, he's cool to listen to. So man,
Very.
cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you drop into one of mine. So if you have, and I didn't notice it, I apologize. But thank you for jumping in.
Yeah.
Laren saying, any New Year's Eve plans? So what do you think, Anthony? You got big plans for New Year's Eve?
Um. No, not really. Probably just pretty much the same old. You probably just watch like a movie, chill out. Back in my like early mid 20s, I would have been out partying, drinking with some friends, going to the bars, going to like some house parties, stuff like that. But now, I'm 37, so I'm probably just
Careful.
gonna,
Careful.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't mind people knowing my age.
No, when you're saying you're really old, just be careful.
Oh right.
I'm quite a bit older than you.
Now that I'm older, I just I just don't really feel like going out and doing that kind of stuff anymore. So I just chill at home, watch a movie. That's about
Yeah.
it. Nothing crazy. What about you?
No, I don't. Right now, we were trying to figure out. We're almost empty nesters right now. We got two kids. One's out, and one's still like barely in the house, and I think wants to be out of the house real quick. you know, you get to that age, and you just want to spread your wings, kind of a thing. So not a bad thing, but we got everybody home, but they're doing some things with some friends, and we're actually just trying to figure that out. If we were going to do something all together, or if everybody was like going to kind of do their own thing. But no, right now we don't have any huge plans. We used to have some friends that actually it was my old roommate from college where we had kids about the same age, and for a long time we would do stuff together just because it worked out where like you didn't have to find some like a babysitter for a friend or for your kids or like have them go somewhere, and you could hang out and just do something. But things just kind of got busy and kind of spread out over the years. And so as of right now, no plans. But I honestly, that's where some people can say I'm boring, but I honestly would be fine finding a couple movies to watch and
Yeah.
like fix up a good meal and just eat, and have a movie or two. And I'd probably be as happy as could be.
What's a good New Year's movie to watch?
Oh, I don't
Anybody
know.
in the chat, let us know what's a good like New Year's Eve
Yeah.
film to watch, because none are like striking me right off the bat. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some big ones, but none are like hitting me over the head right now.
Yeah, yeah, I'd be interested too. I honestly could just throw in any random thing, but I'd be curious, yeah, too. If
Isn't
there's some,
Terror Train is New Year's, right? Jamie Lee Curtis. I think isn't that New Year's that they're doing, or is that Halloween? Or
I
maybe that's
honestly,
because they're all dressed up, but I couldn't remember if it was Halloween or if they were dressed up for like New Year, like a party or something like that. It's probably
I,
just Halloween, but I can't remember.
I honestly don't know on that one,
Yeah,
but wow, I'm falling way behind here, so sorry.
that's all good. A lot of haze, you know. You got
Yeah, yeah,
haze.
that's cool. That's cool to
Yeah.
see.
No, I'm glad people do it because they're all engaging with each other, so that's cool.
Well, some people are out there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's what Laren was asking about New Year's plans. I feel you on getting toes wet in the streaming court. Yeah, absolutely. I know Jeff and I have kind of talked about a few things once in a while, and he's done, a lot of, like, well, either live streams or pre-recorded stuff. And yeah, it's kind of feeling it out, what's right for you, and what, I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. If
Some
everybody's
people,
like, go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say some people just prefer to live stream. I mean, it's kind of funny. Some people just prefer to live stream. Other people just prefer the recorded videos, and that's it. And then they're done or whatever. So yeah, it's like you said, whatever you're comfortable with.
Well, it's funny. I didn't have a preference, but when I hadn't, I did a couple pre-recorded, and then I was like, kind of got the push of like starting with the live streaming, and I get more views with the live streaming than I do the pre-recorded, even though I haven't done that many. Then I'm like, okay, I wasn't meaning to not do pre-recorded anymore, but I kind of just was busy and I just could only do one or the other. And I don't know. It was interesting to just look back at what are people looking at, what are people watching, and even though there's only been a couple, the live streams have gotten way more than what my pre-recorded have done.
Yeah.
So
I think that's just because people enjoy interacting with each other.
Yeah.
Stuff, there's something really fun about like engaging with the people like in real time.
yeah,
So
well, I
Yeah.
definitely get that myself too. I mean, when doing this, you get that instant gratification of somebody saying like, "Oh, yes" or "no," or you can have that conversation at that point. Then, but everyone is their own worst critic unless they're a narcissist.
right.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not a narcissist, but I'm definitely my own worst critic. So I'll say that, Dirk. So saying hello to everybody. It feels so legit now. Allie, I hope you got a big blue wrench now in my
Yep.
chat. So you're my first. So there you go. You can check that off your life goals list.
Right. Got the wrench.
Hopefully that wasn't your highest goal, was being my moderator, but don't block me, Allie.
Not just moderator, manager,
Yeah.
moderator, whatever that is.
Whatever I gave her, she's running with it. She's got it. Johnny, what's up, man?
Hey, Johnny.
What's up, cool kid? Johnny's got cool stuff out too. I've seen a few things out. I saw you were hitting Best Buy here just recently. Would never, Dirk. I don't know. Don't say never, Allie. Dirk, I don't know. He could be sketchy once in a while. Just kidding. I saw Johnny was out at Best Buy hitting some sales before they get rid of all the stuff. But that's an interesting conversation as well. How things have gone where, hanging out, going to places and buying media. And now it's not necessarily it's going away, but just might be more online than what we're used to.
It's kind of sad that Best Buy is basically done. I mean, I was even looking at the calendar for upcoming releases and stuff, and there's like, jeez, the next couple weeks are pretty rough, man. I mean, there's like nothing coming out. And Best Buy, I think they're done now with their exclusives. I'm pretty sure they don't have any other exclusives coming up. So
I've seen that with people saying like the pre-orders are gone, and then all of a sudden a lot of those like Best Buy exclusives are showing up at Walmart now.
Right.
And so hey, I'm as long as Walmart's fine to pick them up, I guess we'll be okay. But
Yeah.
John Doe, I burned through my gift cards and bought a Blue Yeti mic. Oh,
Ooh,
cool, man.
fancy. Very nice.
Well, I can't wait to hear your velvety smooth voice on the Blue Yeti
Right.
mic
That audio.
on
Sounding
the
crisp.
audio.
Yeah.
That's the thing you only hope for. You buy some of those toys and you're just like, I hope it comes through. When you
Right.
actually spend some money on some of those things, that it actually makes a difference. But this one I bought, I don't even know if it does well or not, but it was a lightning deal and was quite a bit off of what it normally was. And I was like, oh, I'll try it out. And
That's a good
I don't
time
know.
to put stuff up during those lightning deals.
Yep.
Amazon and everything.
Yep. Yeah, Spirited Away is excellent. The character. Okay, cool. Well, I already know I feel validated with my purchase because Alan said it was.
Did you get the Steelbook or the regular edition?
Okay, this is where I cheaped out. I did not get the Steelbook. So I had a gift card and I get in this weird competition mode with myself where, okay, I got like whatever, $25, $50, whatever it is. And I'm like, how many things can I get that I really want from this? Like movies, not necessarily Steelbook or regular release, but just something I would want to see. And there was just enough a difference where I was like, man, if I just went with the regular release, I could probably get another Blu-ray
Right.
that I might want. And I love the look of the Steelbook, but I ended up going with the regular because it was, I think, about $5 cheaper. And then when on top of that, with Amazon now, we have in our area where if you say like, I don't want to rush delivery and they like push it out to a certain day, like a Thursday, you get $1 digital kind of reward that you can use for a rental or a digital purchase. And I was like, that's enough I did that. So I got the regular, I guess, long answer, but
I've gotten that $1 digital for pushing it back too. Like, so if you want to go rent a movie off of, Prime Video, it'll take $1 off of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, the one thing I do like about Studio Ghibli is that they have, like, I feel like almost every one of their movies has a Steelbook, which is kind of cool. They have a lot of Steelbooks for all their movies.
They have, and I really do like the Steelbook for Spirited Away, but that's where I definitely went back and forth, but I ended up getting another movie because I didn't go with the Steelbook, and
yeah, no, it's a good deal. I mean, if you can get a Blu-ray out of it, then why not?
Yeah. Now, like I said, it's like a Tetris challenge. It's like, okay, I got this much money. How many movies can I get with this much money? And
plus, you're not like a huge Steelbook collector anyway, right? So
no, I have some, but I'm not. That is not a big deal to me. I like them and I can appreciate them. And when people show them on their channels, I'm like, wow, that looks awesome. But it doesn't hold me up, I guess, as long as I get the movie that I want to watch. But yeah. They're saying with Yeti, your mic will be cold for hours. Yep, you think about the Yeti
right.
koozies. Texas. Thanks, Corey. Great to catch one of your live. Oh, thanks for jumping in, Dave. Yeah, Dave, if you ever watch Cinema Dave and Stephanie with Movie Chatter, they do live streams all the time on, it's usually, like I said, I'm Central Time Zone, so it's usually early Saturday afternoons, but they do a lot of content on their own as well. And yeah, they're both cool to watch. I've gotten a lot of great recommendations from both Dave and Stephanie. So they're cool to watch. Lauren Stacy, good evening, everyone. I hope you're wonderful. Thanks, Lauren. I am doing spectacular because Anthony is putting up with me for a little while, and
oh no, I'm happy to be here.
So it's good to see you, Johnny. Saying
Does Cinema Dave? You said he talks about Criterion a lot, right?
Well, not only, but yes, I've and Dave, sorry if I'm misspeaking, but I've caught a lot of videos from him where he does some deep dives into Criterion movies that are like maybe ones you would not have heard of right off the bat.
I think,
So
you know what? I think I've checked out his channel before. I'm pretty sure.
yep.
Um, yeah. If he's, I wonder if he's the guy I'm thinking of that interviewed Basement Blues that he had on a live stream before. I could be wrong. It might not be the same guy, but there's another guy who's really into Criterion and stuff, and he did like an interview with Basement Blues that I watched a long time ago. That was really good, but it might be a different guy. I'm not. That's why I was trying to look at that picture, but it's so hard to tell because it's so small.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, honestly, I
Yeah.
don't know that, but I kind of
But
know him. What's that?
I was just gonna say, it sounds like a solid channel, though. I'll definitely have to go subscribe to him.
Oh yeah, both Dave and Stephanie.
If he's the guy I'm thinking of, I might already be subscribed to him, though. If he's the guy that interviewed Basement Blues, but I'm not sure.
You know, they both have cool things
Yeah.
on their channels. That's the thing. A lot of times, hope not Elliot. Dirk, come on. That's the thing is like there's so many channels out there, and it's just like with mine too, where you just might not run across them, but then you have people who are like, oh yeah, they're worth checking out, and definitely. So anybody out here right now, Anthony, beyond like whatever, you need to check them out. And then we were just talking about Dave and Stephanie, definitely worth checking out. And there's so many people in the chat too that have channels of their own. It's cool to see people out supporting each other and doing their own thing too. So
yeah.
So Courtney, you guys end up getting for Christmas. I got Oppenheimer, The Accountant. Okay, cool. You know, I got a couple things for Christmas. Anthony, you get anything cool for Christmas?
Well, you know what's funny? I had a feeling that might get brought up. So, you know, Allie actually got me. She upgraded my DVD of Joyride.
Nice.
To a Blu-ray, which was very nice because we both love this movie. It's one of the ones we talk about all the time.
Oh yeah, nice.
This and the House of Wax remake. So yeah, she upgraded, you know, my Joyride to a Blu-ray, which looks really good. And she also got me this Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho Steelbook right here.
Psycho is so good.
Which has, you know, Hitchcock's silhouette on the back, which I love.
That's a nice case there.
The house is in his silhouette, which I love.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got it in one of those steelbook protectors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
I love the colors on it and everything. So cool. So that was nice. That was the only one I was missing because I have the Birds one, Vertigo, Rear Window. So I was only missing the Psycho Steelbook. So she got that for me.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Yep. And then besides that, I just watched some Christmas movies with family. You know, I watched
Nice
Nightmare Before Christmas, which is
classic.
A long time since I checked this out, so that was a really fun watch. Great music in that, and I'm not a big musical guy, but the music in that film is, you know, pretty fancy.
That is one I've grown to love over the years. I saw that when it originally released in the theaters and did not like it at the time, but I was younger, teenager, whatever. And that's one that now is almost a staple every year around Halloween and or Christmas.
Oh yeah. And then Christmas Vacation was another. That's, you know, that movie is so funny. You know. Yeah. When Clark just loses it on his family at the end of it, I mean, it's, you know, it's worth it just for that alone. You know, the squirrel jumping out of the tree scene, the uncle burning down the tree, the cat getting set on fire. I mean, there's so many moments from the movie that are just, you know, excellent. Even the opening title sequence, like the opening credits with the song, The Christmas Vacation, you got Santa Claus, you know, going each house and down the chimney and all that stuff. I mean, it's just so much fun.
Yep.
And Scrooged.
Good one.
Gotta watch Scrooge. You know, excellent movie. And Home Alone 2.
Nice.
So those were my Christmas watches this year. They're always a lot of fun.
This
How
year
about you?
this year has probably been my worst year for Christmas watches. Honestly, we were just so busy, and I kind of got out of my normal ones. A lot of them you said would be ones I would normally watch, but just did not get around to. But no, for Christmas I got two sets. I got so my first indicator set. So
Ooh.
it was Universal Noir, the series one, I think of that. So I got that, and then um oh, what is it? The Sony Classics Volume 3,
Oh,
the
very
nice
cool.
big set.
Yeah.
They ended up getting that for me because it went on a huge sale not too long ago, and so I got those two, and then so because of that indicator set, they also got me my first. It wasn't anything crazy, but region free Blu-ray player.
Oh, now
So
that is a good gift. That
so
gift, yeah.
floodgates are opened.
Ooh, now you
Floodgates
can
are
watch
open.
anything you want.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
So that actually, Dave jumping in here, it was one, I think it's the exact model he got that he did a video on about, oh gosh, it's probably been a year or so ago. And it's one I saw off of that and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And I kind of followed it. And yeah, the wife and kids got that for me. So,
Very nice. And that will save you a lot of money probably in the long run too, because now you don't have to get like a super out of print expensive film.
yep.
Now that you're region free, you can get a Blu-ray from like a UK company or a German company or wherever. You can explore around instead of being stuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's like some movies too that are, so like some people that I met like through your group too, and like through you. So like Gizmo and, um, uh, Dirk and, a few others where, I'm finding some region B copy Blu-rays that I can get for that now too. So I have a few
absolutely.
coming in. Yeah.
Oh, and I almost forgot. I watched the first Home Alone as well, and this
Nice.
steelbook release of it, which is really cool. I like how it has his plans on the back, for rigging the house and everything with all the booby traps.
Oh yeah.
I
Yep.
love that steelbook. Yeah, gotta watch Home Alone.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Classic.
no, I think two of the first things I ordered on my own because of the region free player was them. That was I think it was them. I have a few things piled up here.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one. Is it
And I
good?
think I haven't seen it. It's all wrapped up still. I haven't
Oh,
I
okay.
just got my Blu-ray player for that. And I think they have a big fancy release of that coming out now too. I don't know if it's Second Sight or somebody was doing a big thing, but that was
Oh,
one
that's
that
where I heard it. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right. Somebody else is putting that one out.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
got that one pretty good deal. Gizmo recommended that one, and then the other one I grabbed was Brad, 4K Tent Revival.
Mm-hmm.
He had recommended. Oh gosh, which one I just grabbed? It's not. I haven't picked it up yet.
Is it a high tension?
No. Blue. Why am I blanking on it? Sorry.
It's something blue.
Yeah. Sorry. I
What, Blue Velvet? There's
no.
no. Is it the same guy who did Green Room?
It might be.
Yeah, it's right. 'Cause there is a movie that he did. Because there's Green Room he directed, and then there's another one called Blue Something that I know it's hard to find if you don't get the other countries
Blue
Blu-ray.
Ruin. Blue
Blue.
Ruin.
It is. It's the same guy who did Green Room, Blue Ruin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Uh,
watch that movie too.
so I have that on the way. That's a region B. So I was like, I'll be able to watch that with that too. But okay, this is one thing I found like live streaming. I can lose my memory really quickly when I'm like having to talk and feel like people are waiting for me to say, like I blank on names so quickly.
Oh
But
yeah, we all do that. No, Blue Ruin. You'll have to let me know what you think about that one because I've heard nothing but good things.
yep. So that's on the way. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that was one that Brad had recommended.
There's New Year's Eve.
I'm probably way behind on chat now. Sorry.
New Year's Evil. New Year's Evil. That's probably the one I was thinking.
Okay.
New Year's Evil is that. There's that horror movie. Yeah. Remember we were talking about what are some good New
Yep.
Year's movies.
So New Year's Evil from Texas, and then Cinema Dave, When Harry Met Sally is a good New
Oh,
Year's.
okay. Yeah, good call.
I have no, it's not that one. I was thinking that was like one thing that I found out. I had the Blu-ray of not that one, but it was You Got Mail.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize in the Blu-ray of that it had the DVD version of the movie that it was based off of, and The Shop Around the Corner. I think that's what it's called. So that's definitely one worth watching if you don't mind checking out older movie. But it was kind of cool that I was like, it was kind of like, oh, it's like finding a $5 bill in your pocket that you didn't know you had.
Oh, okay.
Like, I had the Blu-ray of You Got Mail, and somebody had said something online, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh yeah, the DVD of Shop Around the Corner is in there as well. It was a bonus disc in it, and it's actually the movie that You Got Mail is based off of.
Oh, that's really cool. I like it when they just like that, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, Allie. That's what's great about every walk of life world. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Darren Terror Train.
Okay, I was right. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, Terror Train, I believe, is New Year's. Yeah.
I've never seen that one. I'll have to check that out. The Mo is Climax. Lauren, I'm not sure of that one.
Oh, he's saying it. The Mo is Climax by Gaspar Noé is a great New Year's film.
Okay.
The Mo is Climax. Okay.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. That's why I love doing this too, is you get suggestions of things you never would have heard of.
Yeah, Terror Train is New Year's Eve. Yeah, I thought it was, or New Year's. Yeah, thought so.
Yep, getting Terror Train.
Bloody New Year's.
Four Rooms is what I watch. Okay.
Cool.
I haven't seen that either.
Long time. Yeah, it's been a while.
Forrest Gump has a New Year's Eve part in it. Sad Lieutenant Dan at the bar. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Where are you going, Lieutenant Dan? And then remember he just goes straight down that hill.
Yep. Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Those are the best parts of the movie. Everything with him and Lieutenant Dan. Those are my favorite parts.
Oh yeah. I haven't watched that movie in forever. Watch the Coen Brothers, the Hudsucker Proxy, or When Harry Met Sally for New Year's Eve. Okay.
Cool.
That's another When Harry Met Sally.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to watch it again. That's been years since I've seen that one. Text me and Dirk do that all the time. Okay. Four Rooms. I'm seeing Four Rooms a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Anthony. I'm slow.
No, okay.
Absolutely, Dirk. I love Wink and Respect. Okay. Yeah, that's what's cool is a lot of people I've met on here, I honestly feel that are okay with you not, I know it's not everybody, but okay with you not loving the movie to the same level that they do, but you can have a discussion about it. And I don't know, not hating, like you're not saying you hate that person just because you don't love that movie to the extreme that they do. And
yeah,
if they don't love your movie that you love really, put way up on there, it's okay as well. Corey throwing wrenches around. Johnny, you want one? Johnny would be a good guy for it too. You got to have those good, level-headed, strong people like Johnny and Allie to have the wrenches. Wow, I must be way behind.
It's so
'Cause
funny too because I mean, it is easy to do. It really is. You know,
holy cow.
it's good though that the chat's so lively.
If I just got to Allie saying she's honored to be my first moderator,
Yeah.
and that literally felt like it was like a half an hour ago. Allie, I'm glad you're honored. Set your bar higher. That's all I'm gonna say. Just set your bar higher. Scottish Geek Guy, howdy fellas. Hey, Mud.
Howdy.
He has a great channel too. That's what I could go through all these and be like, oh, it's a good channel. He's one that if you watch his videos, he's got the editing thing down like pat. Like I don't do anything. The things I throw out there, I barely do anything to it. And that's where it's like it's fun seeing other people out there and you're like, oh, you can see what they do and be like, know like, oh, I could maybe get to that someday. But saying hi. But he's got some great stuff out there. Wow, it must be early morning hours for you, though. He's in Scotland. Absolutely, Allie. Anyone who doesn't respect each other's opinion has some serious issues going on. Dirk always seems like pretty cool with that too. So, Dude Who Loves Movies. What's up, everybody? Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button.
Hey, Cody, how's it going, man?
Cody, thank you, sir. Just figured out. If a username has a wrench next to it, that means a moderator. Yep. There was one stream I was in, and I was like, why do all these people have wrench? I was like the only one that doesn't have a wrench. And I'm like, I felt so out of place. And I'm like, should I be here? I don't know if I should. Or... So as I'm running through these, sorry, I'm trying to go through it quick.
No, go for it, man.
Have you seen any recent movies in the theater or anything that that you were having fun with? Or
the last movie that I saw in the theater. What was the last movie I saw in the theater? I saw Thanksgiving, which was really good.
Oh yeah, I still need to see that.
Yeah, it was just a fun slasher movie. It was really nice. It was just kind of refreshing to get like just a fun, bloody, gory slasher film again, and a whodunit movie as well. You know, hey, Tales from the Shelf, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, man?
He's got a really good channel too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so many people like I see that and I'm like, I want to get to that spot.
Where... I like the way he talks too, because he's very level-headed. You know, when he's speaking on like movies and stuff, I think he tries to come at it from like a critic, you know, standpoint and stuff. And you know, whether you agree with him or not, I just like the way he goes about it. You know.
I agree with you, and very smooth. I don't know. It's just like there's some people like that where it's like, oh, I want to get to that point where I just feel so natural, where it's just naturally coming out and talking about it. And
you can tell he's very comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is how I feel about the film, and then he breaks it down, and this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and you know, just yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. We actually just went out with the family to see The Boys in the Boat yesterday.
The Boys in the Boat? That's a movie?
Yeah.
What is that?
It is about so it's about it's right out of the Depression with a group of guys that were basically just trying to find a bed to sleep in and some food to eat. And they were at the University of Washington and trying to make the junior rowing team, and ended up going to the Olympics in Berlin to compete against some of the biggest rowing teams in the country at that time before World War II. But I can see where somebody could say it's cheesy, but it's a uplifting. I don't know. I came out of that watching it and I'm like, I felt good about it. You know, it was like, you can have a cheesy movie that just feels good and kind of uplifts you a bit. And so no, definitely that was one of them.
Those are good palate cleanser type movies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah, when you're watching like a lot of serious stuff, it's nice to have an uplifting, you know, cornball kind of cheesy fun movie. Even though when you described it at first, it sounded very serious, but then you were saying it's kind of more.
Yeah, and it had some serious tones. Where I mean, it's based on, I don't know how far they went off track, but it's based on a real story. But yeah, there's kids that were barely making it to try to stay in college, didn't have a place to sleep, and they were just basically trying to try out for the team just to be able to have like 3 meals a day and a bed to sleep in.
Oh wow.
But they ended up, it's one of those things that I think if you're in a spot of desperation, sometimes those people can outperform and go past people that are with privilege because they just have so much more to gain from the situation.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so I think that's part of the whole deal where it was just they're fighting to have a bed to sleep in and a meal.
Absolutely. Oh, that's another movie. It just clicked. Silent Night. That was the last movie I saw. Hey, Alan, what's going on, bud?
Alan, man, that was probably 25 minutes ago. So sorry, Alan.
Yeah.
Which one did you just say?
Silent Night. That's
Oh, okay.
Joel Kinnaman,
Yep.
the Christmas movie where revenge flick. It was really good. It was
I
really-
didn't see it yet.
Yeah, Allie and I saw that one together in the theater, and it was a blast. I mean, well, I shouldn't say it had a lot of good action and stuff in it, towards like the back half, but the first half of the movie is very sad, and it's like
Oh yeah.
tough to watch at times. And Joel Kinnaman's just like giving one hell of a performance. I mean, you really feel everything he's going for in that movie. There's like just a lot of close-ups of his face, and he's like tearing up, and then he's getting angry, and you can feel the pain that he's feeling, in the movie big time. So it's a great performance by him. And
That is one I wanted to.
good revenge type movie if you like those kind of films, like Death Sentence,
Mhm.
or John Wick, or any of those kind of movies, you're gonna really appreciate this one.
I wanted to see that, but it pulled from the theaters around me way sooner than I thought it would. So the weekend I thought I was going to be able to go see it, it was already out of the theaters. Like
Yeah.
it seemed like they pulled it really fast. But I'll see it here soon. But yeah, that was definitely one that I wanted to see. But hey, Derek, what's up,
Hey,
man?
Derek, what's going on, man? He's got a great channel too.
I was gonna say more people like I could just like repeat myself.
Yeah.
There's so many people like great.
I mean,
channel, great channel.
obviously, Alan Pop's Movie Dungeon has a terrific channel.
Oh,
Everyone,
absolutely.
Alan, it goes without saying, and that Derek
But you-
just just so I love like his videos when he's got like his family in there too.
Absolutely.
He's such a family man, good guy. Like I like seeing that. It's
Yeah.
refreshing. It's something different.
There were so many that I saw that were fun. That was him and his wife and his girls, and
Mhm.
yeah, at the ages they're at. My kids are older, so I was like kind of nostalgia for me to be like, oh, I remember when they had
Yeah.
that excitement and that joy for some of those things. So it's fun to see. And plus, he's got a epic mustache too. So
Yeah, that he does.
saying hi to Alan.
Hey, Brent.
Brent, what's up, man? Forgot the 4K Evil Dead Groovy collection for $50 was $69 all year. Been waiting for that. One dropped briefly one today. Okay.
Oh, wow, yeah. I saw that it dropped a while ago, but that sounds even cheaper than what I saw it at. So that's good.
I can't look at stuff like that. I'm trying to do the cutting back a little bit here for a little while to watch more of that I purchased
Right.
that's in my collection, and all of a sudden all these more sales come out, and I'm like,
That's a good deal though, because it's both the first 2 Evil Dead films on 4K and the series Ash versus Evil Dead. So you get
Oh.
all that content, for a pretty good price, and it comes in a really nice box set, edition and everything.
no, that does sound like a great
Yeah.
great deal. Yeah, it seems like all the deals come out when I'm trying to cut back purchasing stuff.
That's how it goes, man. Oh yeah, we're gonna throw them at you.
Yep.
Stay away
Wow.
from Blu-ray.com because you'll go to their deals page and there's like 10 to 15 pages worth of deals. You're like, oh no.
I know. I was like, why did I come to this page again? So, so we got to go to our original moderator here, Ali. I think the standard Blu-ray is perfectly fine, Corey, especially since you've never seen it before. Received the steelbook as a gift. Oh, probably was that the Spirited Away? Maybe it's red and has no face on it. Okay, I think that might be what she's talking
Yeah, I think
about. The
that's
Spirited Away.
Away one. Yep.
Since I'm finally getting to a comment, that was probably from a half hour ago. So sorry, Allie. Hey, so I was gonna say, I think there's like 23 people in here. So
Oh wow, cool.
thank you very much for everybody jumping in here. I know we're just randomly chatting. Anthony's putting up with me for a little bit. We'll eventually get to the movie we're going to talk about, but
No, man. I mean, this is part of the fun. Like I said before, it's the movie's just kind of like an excuse to hang out and do this, and then you kind of just get to the movie and you're like, oh yeah, it's really great. There's only so much you can say about it, but this is
like,
this is like the fun part is just interacting with everyone.
As long as you're good with it, that's kind of how I feel too. It's kind of like, it's like, oh yeah, like 3/4 of the time hanging out and talking, and then a little bit of time of the actual movie. But
right.
Like you said, it's an excuse to hang out and talk.
Yeah.
So,
and P2 is a pretty quick watch. I mean, there's not like a ton to say about it. I mean, it's a great movie, but I mean,
oh yeah, I'll say this before we get through these. It was fun, but that's nice to have a movie that's not like, oh yeah, that wasn't 3.5 hours long.
Exactly. That's what I love about it too. It's a nice, quick, breezy watch. It's suspenseful. It's directed very well.
Oh yeah. I was saying Stephanie at Movie Chatter is awesome. Puts out high quality. Yeah, I agree. And she has some awesome. I was going to say, we were talking about Dave and Stephanie earlier. They have some great movie suggestions I've gotten off of them. And there's only so many I can buy, but there's a few of them that I've tagged because of the two of them. So.
Yep. Oh, Stephanie Movie Chatter. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She's got a great collection. And I've seen her on Mid Levels channel as well.
Absolutely.
For the round stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So her and Dave will do I don't, sorry if I'm wrong, but I don't know if it's every Saturday, but a lot of Saturdays, at least Central Time, early afternoon, they'll do a live stream together. But then they do a lot of pre-recorded stuff, each of their own. But
right, because she's a big Criterion collector as well.
Yeah. I think both Dave and her are both just big collectors of everything. So
that's awesome.
Yep. Cody is saying, I love Joyride. Definitely need to upgrade my DVD to Blu-ray. That's a fun one. Talk to Allie. She'll hook you up. No, just kidding.
She's got all the Blu-rays for Joyride.
Allie, I need a Blu-ray too. So
stockpile them.
She'd be like, Anthony, shut up. Born to be Rad. What's up, man?
Garrett. What's going on?
What's up, man? Like we said, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. Another great channel, a fun channel.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could do it this entire stream, right?
But he's another one that's it's fun. I wish I had half the energy he has. Like he brings it. I don't know if watching his stuff.
A lot of energy.
Oh, I wish I had half of it. God bless you, man. That's really nice, Anthony. Nice.
Oh, thanks. Oh, probably for the Psycho Steel book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm probably a half hour behind on chat here, so Super G. Hey, Garrett. Garrett. Everybody's going to say hi to Garrett. Radley Cooper is here. Wow. I love the chat though. Man, you guys are
going on fire.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Check eBay, Cody. That's where I found his copy and my copy. Upgraded both of our DVD. Oh, probably for the Joyride Blu-ray.
Yep. Yeah. eBay. Ellie got me like kind of hooked on eBay now with I never used to buy from them. I was never a big eBay guy or whatever, and then I started looking for some like Scream Factory titles with slips, like the older Blu-ray ones, the collector's editions, and now I'm like more hooked on eBay than anything else.
Yeah, that's where I got a couple of those. That's where I got a couple of those Region B Blu-rays too that people were suggesting to me.
It's a really, really great resource for physical media collectors is eBay for sure.
I agree with you. Them, aka okay. Good. That's good to know, Darren. That was one. Them was one that I think it was Gizmo that recommended to me.
Hmm.
So he recommended a few. I'm just slowly working through the. He's got a wealth of knowledge too. Where it's like I was like, oh yeah, I'm open for recommendations. He threw me out like 12 movies. I'm like, okay, I only can do a couple at a time.
Oh yeah, if you ask Gizmo for some recommendations, you're gonna get a list.
Yep. Blue Ruin. Okay, so Allie agrees. I have not seen it yet. Like I said, I'm supposed to get it next week.
I've heard nothing but good things about that movie.
So
So,
that's one I bought off eBay, and it was coming from Rave Waves, I think. And so it's
oh,
actually
Rare Waves.
Rare Waves. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's what it was.
yeah.
So it's actually coming from UK. So I think it's going to take a little longer to get to me. But y'all know about Dial Code Santa Claus, Home Alone, Ripped It Off. I don't
No,
know that one, Dirk.
Dial Code Santa Claus. I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard of it.
Laren saying he loves Blue Ruin. I
Yeah.
can't wait to get it in.
I'm telling you,
about
I've heard no one, complain about that movie at all. No one said. Everybody says that they love it.
Yeah.
Not just like it, they love it every time.
Allie's got a new follower. Who doesn't want to follow Allie? Come on.
There you
Cal.
go.
Cal,
Hey,
what's
Cal,
up,
what's
man?
going on? Superman himself is in the building.
All right. I feel good now. We got Cal.
Yep.
Got Cal stopped.
Protected.
Thanks, Collector Movie Man. No problem. Man. This is awesome. Courtney Anthony, I'm going to let you guys get going. I'm going to try to post a video tonight. So, okay, cool.
Oh, good deal, man. Yeah.
Go get it, man.
All right.
Go get her. Anthony, what is your opinion on the 1991 film Point Break?
Oh man, I love Point Break. I actually just got that steelbook for it from Shout Factory, but it's a blast, man. I love a good heist film. Thief is another one that's great. Check that one out if you haven't seen it. It's got a nice Criterion edition. The Town, love that one. Ben Affleck, directed and starring Ben Affleck. Directed by and starring Ben Affleck. But yeah, Point Break is awesome. I mean, it's just a fun. It's kind of got like those cheesy vibes to it a little bit, but then you got, Gary Busey in there. And Gary Busey, his dialogue's always hilarious. It cracks me up every time.
Yeah. That's a good fun movie.
It is. It's just fun. It's got those 90s vibes, which I love. That's what I mean by like kind of cheesy, whatever, like the 90s were. Yeah, Patrick Swayze, man, just kills it. I love him and his whole team, just going into the banks, wearing the president's masks and everything, going in there, robbing them. And then as soon as they're done with that, they're back out in the water, surfing, doing their thing. And they all have like this code about them, like this is why we're doing it. We're kind of sticking it to the man and blah, blah, blah. We're a team, a unit. And, I think they go about it pretty well up until the end, which I'm not going to spoil anything or whatever, but, because they don't really, kill anyone or do anything. They're trying to do it, without harming anyone, if they can get away with it. So, but yeah, I love that like Patrick Swayze has like his character has a whole philosophy behind him of why he's doing it and all this kind of stuff. And it's very different than your typical, heist film where, I mean, you got like I said, if you watch Thief or The Town or those guys, it's different than that. And I appreciate it. Especially, I love the ending of Point Break, too.
Yeah.
Where he's got him handcuffed. He's like, come on, man. You got to let me go. Just let me go, And all of it's just so good. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I got a kick out of that, too. Seeing some of the Chili Peppers in there, too. So, there's right. Anthony Kiedis and I think Flea were in. There might have been more of them. I just remember seeing those two guys when they thought they were the crew that was pulling the stuff down. Mm-hmm. But Johnny Corey, you'd be the first person to call me level-headed. Hey, dude. If somebody called me level-headed, I'd probably question it too. So, congratulations, Allie, on getting your moderate. Allie, I hope that made you feel good, but I hope that's not the highest goal of your life. So,
There's more to life than that.
she's like, yay. I saw Poor Things and I loved it. I've not seen that one. Oh, that's with what's her name? Oh
Poor
gosh.
Things.
She was in La La Land, I thought.
Emma Stone?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking it up here. Yeah. Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe. Yeah, it's a stacked cast, that's for sure.
I've
Yeah.
heard some good reviews on it, but I have not seen that one. I usually kind of like Emma Stone though, so kind of
Oh,
wonder.
she's a great actress. Yeah. It's funny seeing her, like going back and watching Superbad and then knowing what she would become later on. And
Oh
like,
yeah.
because Superbad, she's, so young and just kind of getting started and everything. And now she's like doing La La Land and all of these like big movies and winning. I think she's won some Oscars, or at least one Oscar, I think.
Yeah.
The
It's
Help,
cool.
maybe?
It's cool when you see yeah, when you look back, and sometimes when you rewatch those movies and you didn't realize who it was, and then later you're like, oh my gosh, Emma Stone was in that, or whatever. But
Yeah. Or maybe she was just nominated. I don't know, but I know she's doing great work wherever she goes, because everybody wants to hire her. So
yeah. Dirk was saying, just thought of another solid New Year's film, Strange Days. I have not seen that forever. That was,
it sounds,
yeah, it's sci-fi-ish. That was Rafe. Is it Rafe Fiennes?
Yep.
Yep.
Ray Fiennes, Angela Bassett, Juliette.
Yeah.
Tom Sizemore. Oh man, I love Tom Sizemore.
And Angela.
Michael Wincott.
Juliette Lewis. Yeah.
Michael Wincott, Vincent D'Onofrio. Holy mother of God! This cast just keeps going and going. Glenn Plummer. Yeah,
that's a good one. I think that's a underrated one, I would say. So Dirk, good pull there, man.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I don't know if I've ever seen it, but it looks awesome. That cast is insane.
I'd say watch it. It's a good kind of sci-fi-ish one, but you also saw Silent Night at the theater, Anthony, with a certain someone that suggested you go see it. I wonder who that was.
No, I remembered. I remembered before we got to that guy. You know what's funny about that? As soon as I was like, 'cause I knew there was another movie, and I was trying to think, and I was like, oh wait, Silent Night, and I didn't see her comment, but I was like, I need to think of it. I'm glad I mentioned it before she got to it. Cause...
Allie, I wish you would stop beating around the bush and just say who you're talking about there.
Right.
I'm not.
I knew as soon as it took me a whole extra 2 minutes to think of the movie or whatever, and I'm like, oh, she's probably already writing. Hey, we saw Silent Night together.
Yeah. Well, I heard it sounds like you guys got a lot of good movies in when you were hanging out there.
Yeah, that was one that we got to see in the theater, which was cool. And then the other time she visited, we got to see The Shining, which was incredible to see that in the theater. Because we both love that movie. It's one of our favorite horror films.
I said, I'm going to repeat myself. Another awesome channel, Dell.
On movies, oh yeah, yeah.
What's up, man? No, it's cool. You guys got to do that. I love that you have that connection with movies and being able to do that. And so, no, it's kind of cool. It's like if you got that connection and you're like together, and it's like, let's just run through a bunch of movies. Like going out to the theater or watching them at home or whatever. But
and then we both have different. We both love horror movies, but then she really loves musicals as well. So then she'll show me some musicals. I'm a big fan of like thrillers and stuff like that. So then I'll show her some thriller movie. Like I showed her Judgment Night and Breakdown.
But that's awesome that you have that give and take, where it's like, oh, this is awesome. Check this out. And then they're like, okay, that was awesome, but this is also awesome. Check this out, and you kind of have that back and forth. But
yeah, she showed me Willy Wonka for the first time, the original Willy Wonka. I'd never seen it before.
That was the first time you watched it?
That was the first time I watched it, the original. Yeah.
No way.
I know. Everybody's always blown away by that, but that was the first time she showed it to me, and she showed me Sweeney Todd.
Oh, I honestly have not seen that one yet.
Sweeney Todd is really good.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really good, yeah. That blew me away.
Hey, Mika and Kara.
Hey, what's going on?
I would love seeing them too. No, I have so many movies that people like freak out that I've never seen before. So, one I just actually bought. They had a really cheap Blu-ray version of the trilogy, but was Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, yes.
Never seen it.
Oh, okay.
And people were making fun of me, and I'm like, okay. And I found it really cheap for like $10 for the Blu-ray of the three
Well,
Lord
not
of the
everybody
Rings movies.
can see every movie. You know what I mean? I mean, there's always going to be, some holes in your filmography of, big films like that. So I wouldn't feel bad or anything like that. I just,
But
I know some people that haven't seen Star Wars, and that's like,
yeah.
I mean, some people haven't seen the original Star Wars films either. So,
But don't you get that once in a while where somebody's like, I can't believe you haven't seen that, like
oh,
Willy Wonka or whatever. It's like,
yes.
how
Oh,
could you have not have seen that? And it's like,
yeah,
well, there was these other 100 movies I was trying to
exactly.
watch.
There's so many. I mean, right.
Silent Night comes out on physical media at the end of the next month. I'll totally give you my digital code, Corey.
Oh, there you go. Boom. Yeah, it's gonna get a nice steelbook release from Lionsgate with the slipcover. You know how Best Buy used to get those? Now Walmart's getting them. So looks good.
I so want to see that. That was one, like, literally I was planning. I'm like, I'm going to go this Friday or Saturday to watch it. And it literally, I figured out it was like the Wednesday before that they were pulling it out of the theaters. And I'm like, I figured it had a short run in our theaters around me anyway. But finally bought the Mad Max anthology today for $50 shipped from Amazon. Cool, Dirk.
Wow.
I saw
Great
a
deal.
good deal on, it was like the European release of that. It actually had like I think the US anthology one had like all of them just in a clamshell,
Hmm.
but there was like a European release where like each movie had its own case, but it
I
was in
love
like a
that.
little box.
Yeah,
And
I love those releases.
I
Mhm.
wonder, Dirk, you have to say which one you got there. But
Yeah.
hey, Ashley, what's up, man? Or man, sorry,
What's up, Ashley?
woman. Ashley was the first one that was my guinea pig for the movie club. So
Yeah, with
she,
Frozen, right?
yes, yep,
Yeah.
not the Disney, but
Right, not the
the
Disney one.
good one.
Right, the good exactly.
No, she's super
Frozen,
awesome.
that's a great. It's so funny because she chose that movie for your first stream, and then I had just watched that like a couple days before you announced that you were going to talk about that film, and I was like, "Yeah, what a weird coincidence." But I loved it. I thought Frozen was excellent.
Yeah, I probably annoyed her where we were like looking at movies to watch, and I totally did the guy thing where she was like, "Which one do you want to watch?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know." And I'm like, "Can you give me like two or three to choose from?" and I'll pick from it. So she gave me like three movies to choose from, and that was one that I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen that before." But when I watched it, I know I saw part of it, but it pretty much was like a first time watch for me because
Mm.
I did not remember the whole thing. So I don't know if it was something that was just on cable one time and I caught just part of it. But no, that was a fun one. That was a fun one to go through.
Yeah, it's a really solid like thriller, and I love that it's set out in the snow too.
Yeah. And I totally thought, like, literally, I want to make a little clip from that. We were talking about it. I was waiting for no, not to be a spoiler here, but the end of it, I was waiting for the the girl to get just ran over by a random uh
Right.
random minivan on the road. And I was like, they can't end it like this, can
That would have been
they?
an amazing dark ending.
I would have totally like respected it so much. I was a bit like, because I would have been sitting there, no, they can't do that. I'm like, they totally did that.
Yeah.
Saying hi to everybody. Ashley saying hi. Appreciate, gotta stay fired up. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
You got the fire. I need a little of that. You ever find that's where so
Oh, thanks, Dirk. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
sorry.
American
Yep,
Psycho. Yep.
absolutely.
Did you know that I'm utterly insane?
But that's where I feel like some people like that just naturally have that energy, and I'm like, I need to bring more, but I don't want to be fake with it either. But
No,
there's
yeah,
just
that's the thing. You got to be yourself. Like, I mean, some people are naturally just more, they just have more energy, and stuff, and then other people are just more chill and kind of do their thing. Both you need both. I think both
Yeah.
are good.
But I think he
if
like
they
it
don't
just it's just natural. It's like just natural energy, and I'm like, I wish I had a little of that, but you just got to do what you got to do. But
yeah.
say hi. Wow. Sorry, I'm just still going through. Like this is our 2-hour conversation of chat. No, just kidding.
Yeah. It's good though. I mean, hey, it's you have a lively chat. That's always good.
Oh yeah, I love it. That's why I could just do this. Lauren was saying you just made my night with your thoughts on Point Break, Anthony.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah. I was trying to give you a well thought out answer. I don't want to just be like, oh, that's good. I really wanted to like, get into it. So, but yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's when I was like talking about these movies. Like, how can you talk about it with just saying like, yeah, I liked it, or no, I
Right.
didn't like it. And
Right. I try to come up with more. I want to
Yeah.
like, why do I love the film? But it can be hard on the spot sometimes. Especially if you haven't seen it in a while. But
oh yeah, it's fun though. It's a good 90s flick.
it is. It really is.
If y'all seen Leave the World Behind, I gave it a 5 out of 10. It could have been great.
I think that's the movie that just came out, right? On Netflix or something. I'm gonna look it
I
up.
have not seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, with Julia Roberts, G.H. Scott. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I mean, Mahershala Ali as G.H. Scott. That's the character he plays. Yeah, Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke. I mean, it's got a great cast. And Kevin Bacon. Yeah, that cast is insane. No, I haven't seen it yet, but
I have not seen that one either.
yeah, he's saying it could have been great, so it must have missed the mark somewhere. Probably the ending, if I had to guess. I bet the ending, it probably botched it.
So I don't know about scoring. I'm bad about scoring other than like thumbs up, thumbs down, like, that was okay. But like to me, a 5 out of 10 is still a solid movie.
Yeah, it's like a watchable movie, but it's not great, it's not terrible, it's just kind of right there in the middle, like a perfectly fun one and done watch, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're not saying it's up for Academy Awards, but totally check it out, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
But with a cast like that, it's a shame that it's not better, or at least in his opinion, because that cast is stacked.
I'll have to check that out. I have not seen that one.
Yeah.
Dell was saying I'm late. On the Blue Ruin Cheddar, but I agree it's fantastic. I can't wait.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
I got a movie coming from the UK here before too long, hopefully in the next week or so. But I've heard good things. I really enjoyed Leave the World Behind. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
The CGI didn't work for me, and I would say, but don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, you probably can't say why without spoiling the movie. Yeah.
Saying hi to
CGI is always rough, because they use so much of it in films nowadays. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Can't believe some people still haven't seen Scarface.
Oh, that's yeah. You got the steelbook for that one too.
But you got some different age groups though too, where there's some movies where I'm older and there's some movies that I'm just like, it's a staple. How could you have not seen that? But then there's other people I'm like, well, okay, that was before I was born and it didn't mean anything to me. And, it's not a slide against the movie. It's just, it wasn't in their, wheelhouse when they were going through movies and what they were coming up watching. But yeah, it's a good one I'd say it's a good, I'm not saying it's the greatest film ever, but it's a good one to go back and watch.
You got to be, into like the gangster movie genre. You got to like Goodfellas. You got to like Casino. You got to like movies like that. So if you're into the gangster movies, I'm sure you'll love Scarface. You just got to be into that genre.
I agree with that. 100%. 100%. You got to be into that. Don't want to spoil it. Oh, I don't know if I hid somebody's comment. I didn't mean to. Rookie here. Sorry. Wow, you guys are awesome. Keep on going. Makes me work a little harder going through all this stuff. So I just sent the Mad Max link to y'all on Instagram. Oh, cool.
Thanks, Dirk. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I'll check it out.
Yeah, because I only own the first one. I own the first one on 4K from Kino. But that's the only one I own. Oh, I'm sorry. No, and I own the Mad Max Fury Road as well.
I have Fury Road on 4K, but I do not have any of the others. So
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. Maybe I'll buy the anthology and I'll give away the 4K that I have in a giveaway or something.
Oh, there you go.
I was asking about that. Allie, you know about that. So I think there was some comments that
No,
anyway,
Interstellar.
Interstellar.
Yeah, it's I saw that in theaters on like a big IMAX screen. It looked, man, phenomenal.
I wish I would have seen it in the theater. I did not. It was at home, but I still liked it. It fell off towards the end of the movie for me personally, but it was overall, I would say it's worth checking out.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeff, movie clubbers unite. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I will say it had great acting and was well made.
Well, there you go.
Like to hear that. Really enjoyed Leave the World Behind. Kira and I had a great discussion on it. May do a podcast episode on it. Oh, that'd be cool. I'd check it out for
There you
sure.
go. Yeah, there you go.
Miki and Kira have some cool podcasts.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to hear that it's a film worth having like a discussion on too. You know, it's not just like a basic kind of movie. There's like stuff to dissect about it and everything. I like that.
Okay, I literally did not mean to do this, but I have a comment here. It says Dell on movies was banned and their comments were removed. I totally did not mean to do that.
Oh, so you didn't just hide him, you banned him by accident?
Oh gosh. Dell, if you're still listening, I totally did not mean to do that.
You should be able, I can't remember if you can.
Oh shoot.
You can unban them. You can do it because I know this has happened to other people too. It's easy to.
I totally did not mean to do that.
But I'm not sure if you can do it from your end right there now, or if it is a bit of a.
Oh shoot. Oh gosh. I seriously did not mean to do that.
No, it was just an accident. It's happened before. Trust me.
I was just clicking through things.
I see that happen quite often because it's so easy to just click on a comment or whatever and go to read it, and then you accidentally just hit the the ban button or whatever. It's
that had to have been what I did, and I totally did not mean to do that because Dell's a cool guy. I did not mean to. Oh, I feel really bad now.
Yeah, if you want to work on trying to, you can work on trying to fix it. I can, if you want to look into it really quick, I can just show off some recent releases that I got. If you want to play,
yeah, sure. Sorry,
go ahead. No, do your thing, man. It's not a big deal. You go ahead and try to. So recently, I was talking about some Scream Factory Blu-rays with slipcovers, like the old collector's editions that I wanted to pick up, add to the collection. One is Big Trouble in Little China, which, you know, if you guys haven't seen this Carpenter film, definitely check it out. It's so good. Great, like action fantasy film, I'd say. Comedy as well. It's hilarious. So I got this on eBay. And there's the inside art right there. Yeah, big fan of this movie. Gizmo and I and Alan actually went through and we ranked all the John Carpenter films over on Video Man and Gizmo's channel, so you can go check that out. That was a really fun stream. And then I picked up collector's edition of Ghost Ship, which I know a lot of people give this movie, you know, this is a remake. I've never seen the original, but I think this is a really solid film. But I don't know, people have very mixed feelings about it. I know everybody says the classic thing to say is like, oh, the opening like 10 minutes is great, but then it kind of falls off a cliff. But I disagree. I think all the characters are really good, and I think the effects look great, and it's just a fun movie. You know, really awesome kills in it. And you got that original artwork right there. So, yeah, I just got that one in today, actually, from eBay. And I got this one in with it from the same guy. That's 13 Ghosts with the slipcover. I love this slipcover on this. That's, you know, love that artwork because you have all the ghosts lined up right there. It just looks so cool. And you got Matthew Lillard. Tony Shalhoub, and there you go. You got Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie. Those movies. There's the original artwork. And it was cool. I got Ghost Ship and 13 Ghosts with the slipcovers on eBay from this guy for $38. They were going for 48, but he made me an offer of 38, and I was like, well, I can't turn that down, That's a great deal. So I had to go ahead and pick those up. And then I also recently watched The Abyss for the first time. I know this is getting a 4K, but I went ahead and got the special edition here that has both cuts of The Abyss and the extended version, directed by James Cameron. It has an additional 28 minutes, and that's the version I watched. This was my first time watching the film, and I thought it was excellent. I gave it a 4.5 with a heart on Letterboxd. It's just so well acted, directed, especially for 1989. The special effects and everything in this look phenomenal. I mean, good God, James Cameron, he it's so incredible. I can't believe more people don't talk about this movie, but I guess it's because it doesn't really have a good release, a good physical media release. I mean, this is the only way you can get it until the 4K comes out. So you can't even rent it anywhere. But I'm so happy that I watched this. And the reason I watched this is because January 5th, on Video Man and Gizmo's channel at 7 p.m. Eastern, me, Gizmo, and Alan are going to rank all of the James Cameron movies, the 9 theatrical, non-documentary movies. I'll just say that. So his his 9 feature films we're going to talk about and rank on Video Man and Gizmo's channel January 5th. 7 p.m. Eastern, so I'm really looking forward to that. I still got to watch the Avatar movies, and that's about it for what I got in. What do you think, Corey? Any luck?
I don't know how to, Dell. I hope you're listening. I don't know how I messed up with that. I totally did not mean to. It says I banned him and his comments were removed, and I did not mean to do that at all. I will try to fix that as soon as possible. So I'm sorry, man.
I think it's easier to fix it after that when you. I think you gotta go into your settings and go deep into it to do it or whatever.
I just feel horrible because he's such a cool guy and such a big supporter. I am so sorry, dude. I will go back and I will make sure to fix that as soon as possible when I know how to do that. But I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Gosh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, so it's timed out 300 seconds. Well, that will take me more time to go through all the chat messages. So,
yeah, that's okay. Oh,
yeah, man, I'm sorry.
You'll get it figured out, man.
I take that stuff personally, though. I hate that when I'm like, Dell is such a cool guy, and
yeah. I know people that have accidentally done that. So if you can't figure it out, I'll get in contact with them and ask them, and maybe they can message you, and you can try to work, troubleshoot together.
God, I feel horrible about that, though. I totally did not mean to do that. So, Dell, please don't hate me. I apologize.
Oh no,
I don't know what I clicked wrong there, but Darren was saying you'll have to go into YouTube Studio. Wilk, okay.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense. Yeah, YouTube Studio. Oh, there you go. Dirk was saying it too.
I'll have to figure out how to do that. Dell, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Well, to keep it moving, I will definitely get that fixed. So, Dell, I'm sorry. But I know we're about an hour and a half in. I don't know if you want to start getting into the movie that we're talking about tonight, or
oh, sure. I'm sure is there still like a million comments in there.
Well, I was getting through a bunch of it. I was saying, don't beat yourself up, Corey's accent. And I truly was. It truly was. I did not literally, if somebody said go ban somebody, I would not know how to do it. So I literally did not, I don't know what I clicked wrong there. So
no, you'll go in the studio, you'll figure it out. I'm sure once you know where to go, it'll be a piece of cake to unban them.
I'll go look at that. But anyway.
So, yeah, the feature film at hand here, P2. Oh, there you go. You got the DVD as well. Very nice. Very nice.
Yep. There's a lot of these. I was talking with people. I was like, I'm gonna get some of these movies that we're talking about if I can, and all I could find was the DVD. So I don't know if that's all that's really readily available in the U.S. or not. But
It is. It is. Yeah, it's just the DVD. I believe there is a Blu-ray from another country, maybe over in the UK or something. But yeah, as far as the US, it's just this DVD, which I'm shocked because this seems like a great Scream Factory release. Like this has Scream Factory written all over it. So I'm kind of I'm amazed that they haven't done it yet, but maybe it's a licensing issue, or something, who knows. But yeah, really big fan of this movie. It stars Rachel Nichols, Wes Bentley, directed by Frank Calfoun, Frank Calfoun. And like I said, it's a nice, easy watch. It's an hour and 38 minutes. Came out in 2007. And basically this lady, Rachel Nichols, is just trying to get out of her office building. And oh, there we go. Dell's still there. Okay. So
Dell,
maybe you only, because Allie said you only did it for 300 seconds or something like that. So maybe you didn't ban him. You only
Dell, it was an accident, man. Like for real. So sorry, man. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
But
no,
I'm glad you're here, Dell.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, she gets stuck there, and there's this guy. Spoilers, obviously.
Oh,
going to talk about the movie.
I was gonna say I can do this real quick. I was kind of doing this.
Oh, you got the banner?
Yep, I'll throw that on there. We're gonna go into spoiler talk, so just in case anybody has problems with that or you don't want to know spoilers, I understand. Just you can come back after this point, but go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
It's hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it, really, because it
Really?
kind of starts off right with the. But yeah, she's she gets trapped in her office, and this guy who is pretending to be a security guard offers to help her, and obviously it doesn't work. She's like locked in for the night. All the doors are locked, everything. So then she goes back down, to go to her car has been, he went in there and messed with her car, so it doesn't work anymore. So her car is disabled, and he ends up chloroforming her, and then so he drugs her, and then he has like he handcuffs her ankle to this table where he's set up this nice food and everything, because this is set on Christmas, or
Right.
Yeah, it's on Christmas, so
Or Christmas Eve, or
I believe it's Christmas. I think it's
okay.
Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's shackled to this table. He's made like a lovely dinner for the two of them. He's dressed like Santa Claus, and he's basically, he thinks he's in love with her. He's convinced himself that he loves her and that they're in like a relationship, basically, or they should be in a relationship. And I just think that Wes Bentley does such an incredible job playing this psychopath. Trying to woo her, and he thinks there's absolutely nothing wrong. And Wes Bentley, for people that don't know, he's been in a lot of movies. He's in the show Yellowstone. He's the lawyer brother. Oh, okay. You watch Yellowstone?
I don't. My brother watched it. Him and his wife have watched through the series like 3 times, like literally. But I've only seen like the first 2 episodes of it, and it's not that I didn't like it. I just have a hard time following series. But as I was watching this movie, I was sitting there. I'm like, that dude looks so familiar, and I couldn't place it. And then after I got done watching the movie, I was like, oh, it's the guy from Yellowstone.
There you go. And he's also in American Beauty. He's got camera that Kevin Spacey's daughter falls in love with. He's in Hunger Games. He's in Interstellar, actually. Speaking of Interstellar, he's in that. So he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was actually suffering, or he was addicted to heroin and cocaine during the filming of this movie, which is very intense. I guess he was like addicted, for like a decade. to these drugs, these hard drugs, and all this stuff. So he was basically just doing this movie to get a little bit more money so he could get his fix and all that. But he, luckily now he's recovered, 10 years sober. He's got a couple kids and a wife and stuff. So I just thought that was interesting because he was actually like addicted to hard drugs while filming this movie, and you would never know it because his performance is, you know, excellent in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
he plays a psychopath very well,
Yeah.
to say the least. But what are your thoughts before I was just trying to kind of give people the basics.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
cool. I appreciate that very much. And I'm right there with you where so I enjoyed this one more than I thought I was going to. I didn't know okay, I'll say this. I did not know what I was getting into. This one missed me completely when it was released. And I really didn't realize how old of a movie it was until I started watching it. And then she was like flipping out the flip phone,
Right.
trying to get, and I sat there and I'm like, how old is this movie? I was like, it can't be a recent one because she had a pretty dated flip phone that she was flipping out there. And I completely missed this when it came out. And no, it's, and this is not a meaning in a negative way, but it's a simple plot.
It is simple, yeah.
In a simple setting, but I think it's done well. And like he said, he makes a good psychopath in this movie. And I don't know, there's like part of it, like rolling into it, I'm like, okay, this dude had to have been premeditating this for a long time to have stuff set up the way he did when it kind of all unfolded. And but no, I had fun with this movie. I had fun with it, and I had never heard of it before this. I thought it was a newer movie. Like I said, when she had the old flip phone coming out, that's when I like looked up, I Googled when it, or went on the IMDb and was like, when did this come out? And he was like, oh, it's 2007 or whatever, 2006 or 2007.
2007, yeah.
Yeah. But
it's crazy because it doesn't, besides the cell phone, it doesn't feel like really dated in any
No.
other way. It's so, because it's all set in a parking garage, you know, underneath this building. You know, she's trapped there. He has the only keys to get out of the parking garage because he's got it all locked down. And you know, like I said, he's convinced himself that he's in love with her. And you know, there was a guy, since he has control of all the cameras, he can see what the cameras see. He saw that this guy who was drunk during a Christmas party and all this stuff, you know, he was making advancements towards Rachel Nichols' character, you know, in a very aggressive way in the elevator. And he saw that footage. So he ties this guy up and, you know, he's ready to just go kill him, beat him to death. And Rachel Nichols, you know, her character is trying to convince him, like, don't do it. No, it's okay. He wasn't doing anything. And then he's like, what, do you love him? You love him? You know, like he's getting jealous now.
right.
So he takes this, I think it's a pipe. It was like a pipe or whatever. And he just beats this guy to death. And it's just so, it's like, I mean,
Well, then he just takes the car and starts ramming
That's
into
right,
him
yeah,
too. I mean,
right,
he was beating
he
him
beats him.
first, and then
he takes the car and then just runs him over. And then he keeps running him over.
Yep.
But that's another great thing. The gore in this film is, you know, really well done because it's all practical effects and
Yep.
everything. So it looks great. And it's just like, you literally see the guy's intestines like popping out of his
yes,
stomach. And it just looks so real. So I love the way it was shot. You know, it's directed very well. Whoever did the effects, you know, they look amazing. So shout out to those guys. But
that part caught me off guard because it was thriller and I knew we were getting into, but then that part kind of was like, okay, this is where we're going with it. You know, like him taking the pipe or the flashlight or whatever it was, and he was like beating that guy. And then
maybe it was his big flash because he did have a big flashlight. Maybe it was a flashlight.
It was something.
Yeah.
And then he took a couple runs with the car at him, and I'm like, okay, this is elevated from.
And I like how Angela, that's Rachel Nichols' character.
Yeah.
And Wes Bentley's character's name is Thomas. So I like how Angela is trying to relate to Thomas So she keeps calling him by his name. She keeps calling him Tom, Tom, Tom. And he's like, stop calling me Tom.
Yep.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to relate to me or whatever. I told you I'm not going to hurt you. Stop,
Yep.
because he's just losing it at this point. And that's what I mean. This movie could have easily just been like a stupid thriller, throwaway type movie, but his performance just elevates it because he's just really going for it. Wes Bentley's and Rachel Nichols too.
Yes.
I feel like, I mean, she's a pretty underrated like scream queen in this movie because she never gets brought up, but her character is also doing a great job. You really feel for her. Like she's stressed out of her mind. She doesn't know what to do. She keeps trying to get out of this situation, but it's not working. She loses her fingernail. Like, it's just like she's getting beat up and she does a stellar job.
I agree with you. And I think she had a great progression through the movie too. Because she went from like, she was a businesswoman and was kind of the victim. And then she just takes steps throughout the whole movie of like, I'm not going to put up with this crap anymore, kind of a thing. And she escalates to like defending herself and then going the other way with it. And so I think there was a good character arc for her. Within that whole thing where, she's the victim and then goes to like, I'm going to take the power back to myself, and go after this guy. And, so absolutely.
That's a really good point. I mean, yeah, she does. She has, an excellent arc all the way through. And the scene, just going through some of the scenes, but, where he sicks the dog, Rocky, the Rottweiler on her. And, the dog's just going for trying to kill her at this point because now Tom has had enough, so he's like, okay, go get her. And she ends up having to kill the dog, which is always, rough to see. I know a lot of people, of course, you don't want to see like, animals getting killed because it's not their faults, but it's so well done once again because the dogs, actually, Allie brought up a good point. It kind of reminded her of Cujo when she was just like, I'm like, yeah, it does kind of feel like Cujo because she's trapped in a car and the dog's coming through the window and he gets his head like halfway through and then finally gets all the way in there and she stabs the dog in the neck.
Yep.
And you think he's dead and then he gets up again and she like really grinds it home and there's just blood all over. She's got this white dress on and everything, so it looks so cool. I mean, just the aesthetic. And same thing with Wes Bentley. He's got like a white security officer's uniform on, and he's also covered in blood. So they both have white on with blood all over themselves, and it looks great.
They knew what they were doing, splattering the blood on the white. I mean, it has an extra effect. It pops, when they're when you see that on the screen, and. That was one part. I was writing down some things to like talk about or ask and if it came up, but that was one thing where I don't know why I chuckled at that moment. It's not a funny scene, but when she has that whole moment with the dog and finally kills it. And then he comes up after she leaves the car and finds the dog. And he's like, how could you kill a defenseless, this innocent animal? And I'm like, okay, you literally sicked that dog on her to attack her, and then all of a sudden he's just like, you're really starting to piss me off. And I'm like,
you know what's funny, I was just about to quote, I have the quote pulled up right here. How could you kill a poor defenseless animal, Angela? You're really starting to piss me off. So I literally have the same quote. He has so many good lines in the movie. It's very entertaining. Oh, what about the scene kind of bouncing around again but going back a bit, the scene where she's in the elevator and it's filling the elevator shaft and the elevator up with water. He's got the fire hose in there and he's just filling the whole thing up with water. The way that's filmed looks great too. I mean, and that's there's a lot of tension there too, because now you're like, oh man, she's gonna drown. Now she has to get out because she's confined herself in this elevator and she's like, well, as long as I stay here, I'm safe. Eventually morning will come, people will be in here, whatever, I'll have to leave. But then he starts filling up the elevator with water and it's like, oh god, now she's got to get out of there. The lights all turn off. It's very well shot, very well directed.
I agree. And that was one scene that I kind of put in as a scene that stood out, where I was like, okay, what are they going to do at this point? If she just locks herself and she's like, okay, I'm safe, I'm in a box away from him, how can he hurt me kind of a thing. And
Right.
that was one thing that jumped out to me. I'm like, okay, that was an interesting twist to that, to like, okay, how can I get her out of that so I can get to her? And he's like dropping a fire hose down, in the top of it and starts filling it up with water. And I'm like, that was a good twist to it, because I was
Yeah.
like, it could have been the end right there where she just like, I'm gonna wait it out here in the elevator and he can't
Right.
get to me. And the part of filling it up with water and she's freezing because it's also winter time in like New York or wherever they're at, and she's in this little white dress and
Right. Freezing, barefoot.
yeah, right, terrified, freezing, and I'm like, she can't stay in there. And then so no, I thought that was a good twist on it, because it could have easily ended right there where she just was like, oh, I'm good, I'm gonna wait it out here. But that thing started filling up, and but no, there's a lot of good twists in it like that. Like you said, it's a nice, quick, it's a good, easy watch. It's
It is
a
good
quick
pacing,
movie.
very well
Yeah.
paced and everything.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where the two policemen, come there, and I like, he ends up, Tom ends up, tasing Angela, and tases her a couple times actually, and then
Yeah.
throws her in the trunk so that these two policemen who are investigating, they don't find her. And I thought this was clever, where when the policemen are patrolling down all of the where all the cars are at and everything, they're going down the garage, all the different levels, and then they get to P2, the level where she's at. He starts cranking up the Christmas music,
Yeah. So
loudspeakers, so the police can't hear her scream if she does wake up. And I thought
Right.
it was a nice touch.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, I agree with that too, because I was like, why is he doing that? And I'm like, well, it's going to drown out anything they hear as they're going through there. So no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Ali was saying, I love when Angela picks up the axe. That was a great shift in the movie. Yeah, that's where I think that's like you really see like, I'm taking some power back.
Yeah,
Like-
she becomes the aggressor. She stops playing defense and she starts playing offense.
Or I'm just not going to be the victim. I'm going to take
Yeah.
some type of action in this. And
Right.
No, I completely agree with that. And that from that point on, she does take steps to try to, fight him off, or, to save herself. And no, absolutely. I can see that for sure.
And there is some good humor in the movie, kind of dark humor, but like when she's trying to yell out for help and there's a homeless lady,
Yeah.
walking through the streets, because it's Christmas, so there's no one on the streets except for, this one homeless lady.
Right.
And she's yelling for help. She's like, please help me, I'm trapped down here, something along those lines. And then you just see like they cut to above and you see the homeless lady and she's like repeating what she's saying, like,
Yeah.
help me, I'm stuck down here, blah, blah, blah. Like, so
Yep.
it's like a little bit of dark humor, because like the homeless lady is obviously not in her right mind,
Right.
You
But she's
know.
just chattering back what she's
and
saying.
she's just chattering, right? She's not. So it's kind of funny,
Yeah.
There's some humor in there.
No, I definitely remember that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he definitely plays off a good creepy guy in that movie. But hey, Tony, what's going on?
So,
man?
hey, what's going on, man?
But it's definitely one where the creepiness level goes way up with him. And so the one thing I get thrown off with once in a while, and I know this movie did it too. What do you think about the whole right at the beginning of the movie, they had like a clip from later in the movie, and then they go back. They have like the
Right.
clip right off the beginning of her
The trunk,
jam. Yeah, yeah.
the trunk scene. Yeah, I know.
Does that
I'm not
bug
a
you?
I'm not a big fan of that because
Yeah.
I didn't think it was really necessary, and it kind of gives away what's going to happen. So I
Right.
just don't think I don't think you really need that. I probably would have cut that out. Just let it organically build to that point. We don't need that. We don't need that like inciting incident type thing. We don't need that right at the beginning of the movie because I feel like he put it in there just to like get people hooked right away. Like, oh, look what's gonna happen, you know?
Why is she in the trunk? You know, or
It's like let's just build to it, man. It's all right. You can
right.
have a little bit. I mean, the pacing's so well done. You really don't need to rush into that. You don't need to show that she's gonna be, you know, in the trunk or whatever. So,
I don't
yeah,
know why that kind of bugs me once in a while when they do the oh, as I'm a pro hitting my microphone. Sorry.
no,
um, but it kind of bugs me once in a while when they do that scene and then they not flash back, but go back. You know, it's like a precursor of what's coming up, and like just don't do that. Just like go to it. You know, build up to it, like you said, and. I don't know why it bugs me once in a while, but
no,
anyway.
I agree. It's because it is. There's something a little jarring about it. Like it just doesn't fit, you know. And it's such a small thing, but it doesn't need to be there, you know. But I do like that this movie has a lot of Christmas music.
Yeah,
you know, Blue Christmas by Elvis, and you have some other classic Christmas songs. So it sets that vibe. Like I said at one point, you know, Tom is dressed in a Santa suit, you know, whatever. So it's like you do get those little Christmassy vibes. So you don't forget that this is a holiday horror movie. You know, it's a Christmas horror film. So
so like is this rank up there with Christmas movies like Die Hard for you, or
no?
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But you know what? For a horror Christmas movie, yeah, I think it's pretty great. But for Christmas film, you know, as a whole, no. I mean, it's no Black Christmas. You know, 1974 Black Christmas. You know, it's not that. That's a classic, and yeah, and then obviously like Die Hard, classic action Christmas movie or whatever. You can't touch that one.
No, I just thought it was funny. It was more Christmas. It was more tied into Christmas than I thought it was going to be when I first started watching it. So when I started seeing that, I'm like, oh, this is very fitting for this time of year. And, but I didn't know that. But how did you feel like it wrapped up for you? Like the ending of the movie?
Oh, I love the ending. I love the ending because they actually kill him off. Like, I'm like, please don't make this like, oh, we gotta try to get a sequel out of it, so let's not kill him off. It's like, no, he needs to die because this guy's a real piece of work, you know? Yeah. So
he's the one you're like, I'm okay with him dying.
Yeah, he's gotta die at the end of this movie. And thank God too, because I don't think they obviously, you know, they never made a sequel or anything. So I'm glad that they were like, yeah, let's kill this guy off. And they did it in such a, you know, because he's, you know, at first you think like, oh, you know, maybe she's, because they have that epic, you know, chicken moment where they crash into each other and all that. Well, he veers off, you know, so he loses the chicken match, but then she ends up almost getting away, but she kind of ends up crashing the car or whatever. So then, you know, he thinks she's passed out behind the wheel, so he goes up to the car, opens it, checks to see if she's okay, because he's still in love with her. He's, you know, delusional, he's cuckoo, like, oh, are you okay? Da, da, da. And she just takes a nail file and shoves it into his eye, and that practical effect looks so good. It was cut to the eye, and then the nail file just going into it. He's like, ah, and
I wrote notes for that one.
Yeah, he can't believe. He's saying, wait, why can't we be friends? Huh? We can't just spend Christmas together. Do you hear me? You know, and then he calls her an effing C word, you know what I mean? And all that. And I'm like, whoa, dude. And that's when she was just going to leave him for the police. But then he says, you effing C word. And she's like, okay, now you pissed me off. Now you went too far. So then, you know, she ends up, dumping gasoline or whatever. There's like a trail of gasoline going, you know, to the car all the way down, you know, where she's at. So she ends up, you know, what was it, like a lighter or a match or something?
It was the taser. The taser thing. Yeah.
Even better. It was his taser that he was tasing her with throughout the film.
That he like knocked her out a couple times with. And...
Yeah. So she uses his taser to set the gas on fire, and then you just see the trail go into it, and it just blows him to pieces. You know, he's set on fire, and you know, it's epic. It's a great death. It's a great way to take out your lead villain, your lead antagonist. So
Yeah,
he's stabbed in the eye, so he feels the pain. Then he's basically like, I don't understand why you're leaving. Then then you just have that build up, and then he calls her the names, and she's like, okay, enough's enough, and just lights him on fire. I mean, perfect ending, perfect wrap up. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I literally wrote that down where I was like, okay, the dude, she was literally walking away. She had stabbed him in the eye, handcuffed him to the car. The gas is leaking out of that. She was literally just going to walk away
Yep.
and leave him to the police. And then I have written down here, and then he decides to drop the C-bomb on her.
Yep.
And then she turns around and was like, and I was like, okay, dude. dumb choices of your life.
Oh yeah.
That was definitely right up there. And then but that was very fitting that she had the taser that he knocked her out a couple times with, and there's a trail of the gas, and she hit that up. And but no, I think when I was watching that, I was like, oh dude, she's gonna kill you now.
Oh yeah, you're
like
tough.
yeah, as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, you're dead now.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's fitting. I'm like, well, that's what you get, bud. But that's where I'm saying that's like the arc of her, where she was pretty innocent, where she was making excuses for like that guy earlier in the movie for making the unwanted advances on her, and like just like, no, it was a mistake, it's okay, kind of a thing. And then going to this guy that's saying like, I'm protecting you from him, but then he goes way worse. I mean, with like the video earlier in the movie where
there's
when she's unconscious and
there's a videotape where she's unconscious, and you just see him like putting his hands all over her, touching her, because obviously he changed her from her work clothes to that white dress, so
yes,
are naked, and then she flips out, obviously, which anybody do, and she destroys the TV because she can't watch anymore, and you don't know what else he did while she was so it's left up to your imagination, which makes it even more creepier and scarier, sometimes your thoughts on what could have happened.
Yes.
And so I mean, that's why I'm saying, like, this guy absolutely has it coming. He's got it at the end.
Absolutely. But that's where she goes from like victim making excuses for other people to like taking the power into her own hands and like defending herself. And no, I like the arc that she had with that, but he ended up being way creepier than I thought he was going to be at the beginning. But
well, I'll say this, whenever there's a VHS tape in a horror film, that no good is going to come from it. It's always something super creepy. I mean, it has to be. There's no good that's going to come from that. So
if they press play on a VHS tape, just don't watch it.
Just don't it's going to a bad place.
Oh gosh. I was saying the Christmas lights and decorations in the movie were great too. Yeah,
because his office,
the
security guard, Thomas's office is all, it has all the Christmas decorations, lights, trees, all this stuff. So it definitely has those Christmassy feels to it, which is important to know.
Yeah, no, and I think it helped with it too, with her. I mean, that added to some of the urgency when she was, especially with the water in that elevator scene and like the freezing, and like, it wasn't like, oh, she's okay. I mean, doesn't have a lot of clothing on, and
no, barely any.
And she was soaking wet, and it's probably freezing in a parking garage. And so that adds to the urgency of the whole situation. And, no, absolutely. But I guess overall I had fun with the movie. I thought it was good. I completely missed it when it came out. I didn't realize how old it was. Like I said, when I saw the cell phone, I looked it up to see. It was kind of cool to see. I've seen her and sorry, I blank on names a lot, but her and the guy I've seen in other things. Like I know he's been in Yellowstone. She's been in other things like, I think even like G.I. Joe I saw, like those
Rachel
new
Nichols.
reboots.
Yeah, she was in G.I. Joe, and let's see what else. Star Trek, the new Star Trek films. Galia, it says she was, or Gala. Sorry, Gayla, and she was Scarlet in G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra, and the Amityville Horror. She was Lisa, the 2005 one. And yeah, so she's been in a million little things. I mean, yeah, so she's definitely been in a lot of stuff
Yeah.
for sure.
So what would you rate it like after all this?
So I gave it on Letterboxd. I gave it a 3.5 with a heart on Letterboxd. And basically, what the heart means for me, because I know it's kind of different for everyone. It's kind of ambiguous in a way. Because it's like, does a heart mean what? It like gives it a little extra, whatever. So for me, the heart is it's rewatchable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm giving the heart to. So, and Allie's actually the one that was telling me that, like, for her, if it has a heart, then that means she'll go back and rewatch it. So I was like, that's a great idea. And that's a really good way to utilize the heart in Letterbox. It's like that gives it some meaning, some purpose. So that's what I'm doing too. The heart will mean it's a rewatchable film for me. So I gave it 3.5 with a heart. So I will go back and rewatch it.
No, I like that a lot. I'm still
Yeah.
figuring out how I want to do. This is my first year with Letterboxd, so trying to figure out how I want to rate things or the heart, no heart. But I like that idea because you can have a heart on something that's 2.5 stars
Sure.
to 5 stars. It'd be like,
Yeah.
I know it wasn't the greatest movie, but I would definitely go back and watch this thing. And no, I like that.
Yeah, because a movie can be like a 2 or a 2.5, but so it could just be like a dumb, fun kind of film that is not very good, but you like it. So you
Right.
give it a heart because you're like, well, this is something I'll go back and rewatch a ton, even though it's stupid. I know it's a dumb movie, but
Yeah.
I'll go back and rewatch it. And then the great thing about Letterboxd is you can put a little review in there and you can tell people like, hey, look, this movie is not the best, but I like it for these reasons, and da-da-da. So.
No, absolutely. I completely agree with that. And that's where one thing when I've been rating movies and going through that, everybody has kind of a little bit of different take on it. And that's where I've had some where I've said like, okay, if I was going to rate it, and I haven't done a lot of them yet, but if I gave a 3 to something, that doesn't mean I don't like the movie.
No.
I could say that's a pretty solid movie still. And I'd go back and watch it. But then there's other people who are like, oh, that's a 3. That means it's crap, and, it's just interesting talking to people and getting their different ideas on that whole. And sorry if you hear my dog bark.
No, I don't even hear. But I'll give you a perfect example of that is I gave Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters a 2.5 with a heart. Because even though I recognize that the movie is just kind of like a dumb, fun action horror type movie, it's like a horror action movie, kind of like, Resident Evil, Underworld, Van Helsing, if you've seen Van Helsing
Yep.
with Hugh Jackman, it's like that. So it's like, it's not a great movie by any stretch. So it's like, I'll give it a 2.5. And then the heart, I'll definitely go back and rewatch it because it's just a dumb, fun horror action film, so it's like, yeah, so that's a good example right there for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Holland was chiming in saying, yeah, there's 2 things I really liked about this movie. Am I right, Anthony? So is it the 2 main characters you're talking
there
about?
you go. That's definitely what Holland saw.
I think that the guy and the lady. I don't know anything else you're talking about.
All right.
But the things he's maybe talking about, they focused on quite a bit during the movie. But
the director really wanted you to know. Like,
there was a lot of shots that they made sure they.
Look at that wet dress.
Yeah, right. For real though, that I noticed that quite a bit in the movie. Where
I guess Rachel Nichols, there's no way of her finding a jacket anywhere in there.
Right.
They're like, no, there's no jacket or anything in sight.
Yep, and make sure you're like hunched over half the time. But no, pretty much the whole thing. But yeah. No, I'm glad you pointed this one out. It's not one. I think I saw you throw this one out on one of your videos or a live stream. I think you held that up as a movie you picked up. So I think I remember you showing the DVD case of it, but I did not know this movie at all. This one passed me up completely. So that's where I like doing this type of thing where I might not have ever watched it if we didn't do this, and
Yeah,
throw it out as a suggestion. And I had fun with it.
that's what it's
Like I
all
said,
about, man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right. It's not saying it's high art and gonna win an Academy Award, but man, you can, if you like a thriller, and
you'll have fun. You're gonna have
yeah,
a good time with this, and it's set during the Christmas time, so it adds
yep,
that little extra flavor to it.
yeah, yeah, no, a different twist to it. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely down for that. But well, no, I mean, I know we got through that, but what else you got going on? I know I want to make sure to, if you want to.
Well, so yeah, like I said before, I've got January 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern time over on Video Man and Gizmo's channel. Me, Gizmo, and Alan, we're all going to rank the James Cameron directed films, which are his 9 theatrical, his 9 feature films, like the non we're not getting into his documentaries or anything like that, just his
Mhm.
regular, his 9 feature films, no documentaries. But we're going to rank those, we're going to discuss them, we'll rank and rate them actually. And then either January 19th or the 20th, we haven't figured it out yet, but one of those days, me, Brad from the 4K Tent Revival, Alan from Pop's Movie Dungeon, and Tony from Basement Blues, we're going to give our top 5 superhero films. So we're all going to give our top 5 superhero movies, and that will probably be around, usually around anywhere from like 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern, somewhere
Okay.
around. And yeah, like I said, either January 19th or the 20th. We're still working it out exactly which day it's going to be. But I think that will be a lot of fun. Top 5.
Oh, it sounds like fun.
There's so many good ones to choose from. So really looking forward to that.
Well, I always like jumping in here. You guys talk too. That's one thing I love, even just jumping in the chat and watching along with the videos and talking with everybody on these things. So no, it's good to have you all that stuff coming up here. So
Yeah. And then I know, just to throw one more out,
yeah,
I know over on Masters of the 80s channel, UK Tony's got a really good channel over there. He loves sci-fi films.
yeah,
So I know me, him, Brad, and Steve, who's non-praying mantis. We're going to do a second round of top 5 obscure science fiction movies, obscure sci-fi movies. And that's going to be somewhere in January, like mid-January or something like that. We're going to do it'll probably be on a Saturday sometime, but I'll keep people posted on that one. But I'm really looking forward to that because it's fun talking about sci-fi movies. You don't get to talk about too often. So
absolutely. I grew up on that. I love that stuff.
yeah.
So I'll be tuning in with, I mean, I'm a big sci-fi geek, so I definitely growing up with it. But so I know on your channel, I've watched a lot of, unboxings, new pickups, whether it's movies or, like figurines or, collectibles.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything new on your channel or anything
I know, right?
that you're thinking about doing?
So on my channel, what else am I gonna do? Yeah, I'll probably do just some. It's always kind of last second what I decide to do. I enjoy showing off. Like it's just whatever the mood strikes.
Yeah.
I think today I'm gonna do an unboxing for some figures, some like NECA figures or Toonie Terrors or something like that.
Yeah.
And then another day I'll be like, yeah, I want to talk about and review like this obscure horror film that not a lot of people know about or talk about. So I don't have anything planned as of right now, but there'll be something probably in the next couple days.
But more to come of what you've been doing.
More to come, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
More unboxings, physical media stuff, and going into my collectibles.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually what I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about doing my top 10 collectibles of 2023 that I picked up. That's what I was thinking about doing. So actually, yeah, look out for that video. That's probably what I'll do next. Top 10. Because I already did a top 10 physical or top 10 steel books that were released in 2023. So I think now I'll go ahead and do a top 10 collectibles of 2023. That'd be fun.
I like that. Yeah, that'd be a cool one.
Yeah.
Especially with all the stuff you pick up too. I mean,
Yeah.
you got
Just
a wide
load it
range of,
over.
yeah.
So much stuff right here.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. That'd be a great video. I mean, no pressure, but,
Yeah.
but,
I think that's what I'll
but
do next.
yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely would like to see that, but,
But I appreciate you
Dirk.
having me on and everything, man. It's been a lot of
Oh
fun.
yeah.
I'm sure are we still going to run through the chats? I know there's probably like a million.
Yeah. Definitely can do that. And sorry, I should have asked you your stop time tonight too.
No,
I'm just kind
no,
of
no.
rolling,
I
but
figured we'd go for a while, like I said,
yeah.
hey, Gizmo and I, we're used to the 4 or 5 hour, 6 hour long streams. So
I know
trust
this is a short sprint compared
this,
to what
this,
you,
yeah.
Dirk. I don't know what you're talking about there. It was very titillating.
Maybe,
No, I know.
YouTube.
No, I was playing stupid
they don't even let you wonder in the movie.
Yeah.
On the poster or anything,
Actually, I got that in. I was like, I'll buy it, and this came in.
Yeah. Right.
My wife and daughter look at it. They're like, "What are you watching?"
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm like, I talked to Anthony. No,
Right.
this is his YouTube channel. Go talk.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Russell, man, what's going on?
Welcome back, bud.
Saying hi. I'll run through here real quick. Hey, Russ. Hey, Allie. Lauren, hope you all have a beautiful night. I hope you do too. Thank you very much for stopping in. But no, this has been
being here, bud.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you doing this. I have a blast doing this. Like I said, I literally could just sit and just BS with somebody like this and run through the chat for the whole night, not have like a real structure to it. So, and I might actually do that sometime, but I really appreciate you jumping on with this. I got to say that you have been a very supportive and positive person that I've ran into on YouTube. So I got to say that thank you, I guess, first of all. I appreciate it. And like I said, when it's somebody like me where I was a little more uncomfortable starting to come on camera and doing some of this stuff. And there's a lot of positive people I ran into, but there's like a handful that I can say like early on where like, hey, you should do it if you feel like it. And if you have questions, just ask. And we're open to that. And you definitely are one of those people. And I'd have to say that I really appreciate that. So not just saying it. I think you're a cool guy. I appreciate the time that we've been able to chat together and get to know each other, and the time that you've spent answering questions or just chatting. I really appreciate it.
No,
I know you
for having me on, Corey. And
yeah.
I appreciate all those kind words and everything, man. It really does. But you've always been supportive of everyone's. I mean, I see you on a lot of people's streams, but you've been over on Alan's channel, Pop's Movie Dungeon, on Brad's channel, the 4K Tent Revival. You've been everywhere on everyone's channels, and you're always very supportive. You'll go and watch whatever movie we're going to talk about. You'll go watch it beforehand so you can get involved in the conversation. So we appreciate you, and I'm so happy that you decided to make your own channel and do these live streams. And, I'm lucky enough to just be on here with you. So I
appreciate it. No, I really do. And I honestly would say that even if this doesn't go any farther than what I've done already, and I just still hang out in the chat and talk to everybody and, people making videos, I feel like it's been a win already, because it's been fun meeting the people I've already met. And I don't know. I've already hit what I thought what I wanted out of this, and whatever comes after this point is just icing on the cake, I guess. So, but no, I appreciate it. Everybody's been pretty cool about. I mean, you always have. Laren was saying it's fantastic night, great time. Thanks to you both. Thanks, Laren.
Thanks, Laren. Yeah, I really appreciate it, man.
He's another guy that's always out there supporting.
Yeah,
Laren's always out there, and sorry, just run through some of these real quick. Love P2 when I saw it the other night. First time watch, effects were great. Oh, cool. Russell.
Oh, there you go. Yes, that's awesome. I love hearing that. So you went and watched it for the first time. And yeah, the effects, I agree, man. The gore and everything in P2, there's not like a ton of kills in it, but the kills that are in there look great and very realistic. And
that final stuff with her and him at the end.
Oh yeah.
There's some good effects with that, but no, this one I was hoping for. I didn't know how, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out the formula of this whole thing. But when I was like trying to find movies that were like free to stream, that would not have a barrier for somebody to go out and watch it ahead of time and then talk with us about it.
Mm-hmm. No, there's a smart way to do it through, select a movie that's available for free for everyone to watch, that's on Tubi or Freevee or one of the million free sites to watch stuff, so that way everyone can get involved with the film.
And I hope people would. I just didn't know how it would catch on, like if people would be like, oh yeah, I want to watch it ahead of time or not. But I just like to take away that barrier, because God, things are so expensive all the way around. So I mean, if you can just be like, oh yeah, I want to join in, but I don't feel like buying this movie, you don't have to, kind of a thing. And I just didn't know. So that's cool, Russell. Awesome. I'm glad it was the first time watch for me too, and I had fun with it. So Jeff, great stream, fellows. Good night, everyone. Thanks for jumping in, man. Larry was saying bye. Excellent stream. Thanks, Tex.
Thank you, Russell. Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Dirk was saying had a blast.
Thank you, Dirk.
Hey, Brad.
Hey,
What's
Brad.
up, guys? I'm Bale. Got to jump Corey into Anthony pushing 400 subscribers. Anybody who has a subscribe? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
okay,
thanks, Brad. Appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Anybody watching this, replay or live, if you're going to do one thing tonight, go out and subscribe to Anthony. Like, do that. If you do two things, you can go subscribe to me. But
absolutely, definitely subscribe to Corey.
First thing, go out, subscribe to Anthony. It's got good stuff, and I love following you guys. So I'd say that wholeheartedly. You won't regret. That's the thing. It's so hard to find sometimes you got a lot of people putting out great content, the cool stuff, but it's just, there's so much stuff out there. It's hard to come across it.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's a lot to watch. A lot of people, have great channels, and then on top of it, there's so many movies to watch too, because you want to be engaging with them about whatever they're talking about. So
yeah. So that's one thing I know I don't like. I'm very, very small, but that's one thing I was kind of hoping with this whole thing. I was going to like invite people on that I followed or found interesting, be able to have a little more conversation with them, face to face, and then people could get to know them more. And it just, I guess, draw attention to other channels too. And so anyway, anybody out here that hasn't subscribed to Anthony, get out there.
Thanks, man.
What are you doing? Get out there. Subscribe to him. No, you're a good guy. I really appreciate you.
The car.
Yeah.
So good. I love how he just keeps ramming it home too. He just keeps hitting him with the car.
Well, and then like more comes out of the guy each time too. So it's like, no, absolutely. That was kind of like, I think that was part of the film where I was like, oh, okay, they're going to go there with this, they're ramping it up.
Yeah. It's a hard R for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially the scene with the dog too is like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, absolutely. P2 is great. I love this one. One Night of the Hunted 2, similar concept. Okay. Yep. Night of the Hunted. Yeah, I saw that one. That was on Shudder, I believe. I saw that one. Yep. Holland saying hi. 4K. Sub to both. Russell, you're awesome. Thank you, sir. I almost about to ban somebody again. Like, gosh, I need to get better with my mouse. People are gonna be like, why is Corey such an asshole? like banning me. Like I literally, honestly,
I'm telling you, I see it happen on a lot of people's channels where it's so easy to just accidentally click that, you would think they'd make it a little harder almost. Maybe.
Yes. Or like, are you sure you want to do this?
Right.
Like you got to do it twice.
Yeah. They ask you, are you sure, with so many things, except for the one thing that is like, like ask me if I'm sure. So it doesn't.
Yeah. And then they don't do that. And the one person I crap on is Dell. And he's like the coolest, he's one of the most supportive people that I've run across too. And I'm like, Dell, sorry, man. Didn't mean.
You'll figure it out. You'll go to YouTube, Or did it work itself? Was it only like a limited time ban?
I think it was limited because he
Is it-
jumped back in and was in the
Yeah,
comments, but
I think it was
I
just like a timeout. I think it was just timed out for 300.
I honestly don't know what I did, but I just saw little notes that was like, you banned Dell and his comments are hidden. And I'm like, no, no, I did not mean to do that. But well, Anthony, this has been awesome. I really appreciate you jumping on with this and
you for having
having a
anytime.
chat and talking about the movie. So I think we'll probably just start wrapping it up, but I appreciate everybody jumping in the chat. You know, it's always great to see familiar names and faces out there, and appreciate all the support. I know Anthony does as well.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
lot of these names you see it as well, and so thank you all. I'm babbling at this point, so
No, thank you guys so much for checking out Corey's live stream and watching P2. If you haven't seen the movie, it's on Tubi for free. Go watch it.
yeah,
You'll have a good time. So
yeah, absolutely. So I think at this point we're gonna sign out for tonight, but
see you guys.
yeah, see ya. Thank you very much again, and we'll talk to you